The anticipation is almost unbearable. My goodness, Brian. It's good to see you, my friend. Mark Finley, good to see you. Darian, good to see you, my Germanic loving friend. So, it's August. We're together again, and there's a lot of really cool stuff I've been seeing on your travels this summer. It's been so cool to keep up with people, whether it's Nick, who's been flying in a B-1 bomber or B-2 bomber from like the Second World War, or Darian in Germany was great. Eric Brown, to see him and his adventures. Alyssa and Derek on theirs. So many people. Laura, Lisa, Mache. Just so many good, great trips you've all been going on and sharing. So it's been really great to see everybody doing that. Thomas, who I don't think actually lives near me. I think he just travels all the time. That's very cool that your sister is going to be having the newspaper column. It's actually the only column I read in that newspaper. So it's very cool to hear. So, yeah. So, the summer of travel, of back to traveling again. So, this one, my monthly cold. Yeah, no, it's been crazy because from May 2nd until now, so that's all May, June, July. Now we're in August. Literally, it was pretty much gone the entire time. Luckily, my classes start 2 weeks from yesterday, so next week hopefully I can rest up and be ready to go. I've tried to get some videos. We got the videos from Walter's World kind of set up for the most of the rest of the month. I've got all the Walter's World Eats set up for the rest of the month, so I can relax on that. But yeah, it's been a busy time. Ronnie Dove, what's up, my friend? Katie, good to see you. Ellen, Ronnie, Katie, let's see. Listen, Derek's on. Let's see who else is visiting by. Liz, we're driving to rural Indiana right now, but Derek says, hey, from the driver's seat. Here's what's funny. Driving to rural Indiana, you'll probably still have a signal. Driving pretty much anywhere in Vermont or New Hampshire, your signal will drop no matter where you are. So something interesting to find out when you travel. Where there is good internet on the way and when there is not. Jocelyn is out. She just left to walk Brig, so she'll pop in probably here in a little while. So it has that. Yeah, no, but wow, no. So my trips this summer were crazy because YouTube has really pushed those shorts. Though here's the funny thing is those shorts, they're like, oh, it can help you get like 1 million views really quickly. I'm like, none of ours have ever done anything. And I saw it was just pissing people off. Hi, Dad. Hi, Mom. And I saw how they were really pushing it. So I decided, okay, fine. As annoying as they've been to make us do this, I did it and saw that they did nothing on our main channel, just upset our viewers. And I don't like it when the shorts pop up with the normal videos because I like the longer content one. So that's why I made the shorts channel. The shorts channel has done nothing. Like today's video, I put one up with a wallpaper in our pantry. That's actually, I think it will be the number 3 short we've ever had by the end of the day. Because it just doesn't work. But it's done very well on Instagram and TikTok. But those ones don't really do anything to help, pay the bills. But at least it's at least something I could give some of these little short video tips out. Maybe one day it'll catch on. I don't know. But they're kind of fun to do because I can do them whenever I'm walking around. Just pull up the camera and like, hey, here's something I thought. But yeah, no. I honestly think I filmed about 300 of them this summer between. Because it started with just a few here in France, and a couple in Switzerland, a few, in Germany when we were there. And then, like, when I got to Italy, I'm like, seriously, there's probably 200 just in Italy. It's pretty confused. So Mark Finley says, I'm so confused how creators make money on shorts and how it's worth it. You really don't. So I was talking to some, and I'm in all these chats with the creators and stuff, and one person said they got 14 million views on one of their videos, a short, and they made like $400. If you would do that on a normal video on YouTube, if you got 14 million views, you're looking at maybe $60,000, $70,000 in ad revenue. And so since it doesn't have the same amount of ad time, it counts as next to nothing. And I know some of you actually have your own channels. And if you're trying to get the 4,000 hours of watch time that you need to monetize your channel, shorts do not count towards that time. That's why I started putting those Walters walks on the Walters World Shorts channel to get timed, so we can try to start getting stuff. So I'll probably do a few more walks to do that. We'll probably if you're not didn't know, the Walters World Shorts channel is the one that we're doing this on right now. So if you haven't subscribed to that one, which I'm going to guess you all have because you have that, so have that one there. Stuart, good to see you, my late night friend. But that is one of those things. But they've been fun to do, and I think if they can help people, because it was kind of like, like I did one. It was like, where is the Delta terminal in Rome? It's like little things like that you have questions about. That's not really. I mean, you can't do a 10-minute video on that. That's stupid. But like little things like that, I thought it might help because it could be something to help travelers when they're going to go. So that's my hope, at least. So just past the gas, she's with regular at 4.3. Yes, you should stop. Fill up. We were in Missouri this weekend, and gas was in the high $3 range. Luckily in Illinois, it's still over $4. Hey, so I had to fill up from our trip this afternoon. I'm like, oh well. But Ronnie's gonna be DC to Philly. Nice. Well, that's not that far. That's pretty easy drive. The train's only like 2 hours. I like Thomas. If I didn't have doctor's support, I'd be more of a nomad. I hear you. Brian, I said y'all go first and work the travel kinks out for me. So speaking of travel kinks, so you all know about if you don't know, ETIAS visa waiver program for Europe, which was supposed to start this year. Actually, supposed to start years ago, but supposed to start this year, and then it was pushed back to first it was pushed back to like the end of 2021, and then it was pushed back to like September of 2022, and then it was pushed back to January 1st of 2023, and then I was in Vicenza in June, and I filmed the video talking about it, saying it starts in January 2023. Before I even got it edited, they changed it to like May of 2023. So then I filmed a little update for it, like to put in there saying, hey, this video says January, but it's really going to be May. And then this week they announced now they're pushing back to November of 2023. So I just sent that one off to my editor. I said, look, take out the part where it says where I say January 2023, and just put text saying supposedly releasing late 2023. Okay, because they keep changing it. Because man, it's all over the place. And basically, if you want to go into the Schengen countries, basically European Union plus some other ones, not the UK. UK is not in there. You'll just have to fill out a form online. It's pretty quick. You got to do it within longer than 72 hours before you arrive or before you depart to do that, because it could take up to 72 hours to have that done. You just fill in your basic like passport information, and then you say what country you're going to go to. You pay like a €7, like not fine, but thing, and you're good to go. So it shouldn't be too bad. But the thing is, I know little things like that will turn people off of traveling to destinations. I mean, I know when visas were more complicated, like for Russia and Brazil, that turned a lot of people away from going. That's why we went to Brazil with the family when they did a visa waiver leading up to the Olympics. Because then it was like, hey, I'm saving myself a few $100s because we all need visas. So, yeah, you could also do chats like this not unlisted on your short show. Yeah, because unlisted videos don't count. So yeah, that's one thing. If I didn't sound like this, I might have like let us go for the first hour and then made this live for anybody, which I might still do. I don't know. We'll see how I feel, because my throat's just like a mess right now. Yeah, Stuart. So Stuart's in the UK, so he will have to do the ETIAS visa thing as well if he wants to go to the mainland. So, oh, Allison's here. Allison's had a great trip, and back home. Allison, aren't you going on another work trip here, like today or tomorrow or something? Shay, Lori, good to see you. Yeah, so it's been something, and so I have we started the eats videos again, and I try to make them. I think they're going to be a combination of the longer, how we used to do the Eats videos on Walter's World, where it's like all the stuff for that country in one video. And then I think we might like not break up that video, but do some other things. Like when I was in Lithuania, I had an Eats in Lithuania video, but then I had like a beer snacks video, and then I had a like sweets video, right? And so I think I might be doing things like that, because I know for France, I have like what to eat in Strasbourg, what to eat in Alsace, street eats of Paris, like the basic French food like that you see all over the country because it's very regional, but there's stuff that you'll find everywhere. So I have like multiple videos and trying to figure out a good way to make them because I was just putting the food in. So now I'm asking the editors to put the food and then our B-roll, like the us walking around parts in there too to make it more not just here's the food, me standing there. So trying to do that. So hopefully we'll have some of those coming. They did that. The Eats of Helsinki did well. That editor did a great job on that. The next 3 food videos that are coming out, I just edited, so they're more of the basic cutting that we had before. But we've got the Eats of Virginia with me. Well, this week we got the Eats of Bolzano. That's me. The week after that is the Eats of Georgia, the state, with Jocelyn. The week after that is the Eats of Virginia with me. And then I think after that, we're going to go into Eats of Italy stuff. So we might have like the Eats of Milan and Vicenza to get some of those. So there'll be fun food videos there. Yeah, team carry on. Boston from DC for a wedding. Do we check luggage and do carry on? How does Apple AirTag work for tracking luggage? Okay, so this is what I actually just bought: a Samsung tag, a tiled tracker, and an AirTag to test them out myself. So I've only tried out the Samsung tag because the other one just came yesterday. So I'm going to actually put 3 of them in a suitcase and see how it goes to see how close they get because you can put them on different things, but I'm not going to have 3 pieces of luggage anyway. So I'm going to try it in different ways, like to track it in the house, but then also if we fly someplace, track that because I've got a trip to England. And I know Heathrow's got all those problems. So I'm like, I don't know if I really want to take a chance on that, but I do want to experiment and see how it works. So I'm debating on that one. I have a trip down to San Antonio, which would it's literally like I'm there like 2 nights. So it's not really a check baggage kind of thing. And I get in at like midnight. So I'm like, so, but I'm going to test them out to see. But basically what happens is you have to have the app for whichever one it is. If you have an Apple phone, iPhone, I recommend the AirTags. If you do not, use the Tile or use the Samsung tags instead, because you know how Apple wants everything to work Apple, and if it doesn't, there's always issues. That's one thing I'd say. The Samsung tag, you can actually, it has a keyhole ring, so you can put it on a keychain and put it on stuff. The Apple one, you have to buy a holder for it, which costs another $30-$40. So kind of annoying. But so far, the Samsung tag I used, it worked really well. It helped me find the stuff pretty quickly. Because I had it I forgot where I put it, and it showed me where it was. It was on my keychain, so there is that. But yes, always remember the Alamo. Yeah, the delayed flights and the luggage stuff has been a disaster. I know I'm like Stuart. Stuart's a backpack traveler. That's going to be probably my go-to. That's probably going to be my go-to with it because I just can't take the chance of not being able to connect back and stuff. And I know what I might do is when I go down to San Antonio, I probably won't do it on the way down. But when I come back, then I think what I'm going to do is I'll put them in there when I come back. Because when I come back, if my luggage isn't there, I can get it. It's because it's like 35 minutes from my house, so it's not really a big deal. But then I don't have to worry about the stuff because I can have the important stuff with me, and in there just have like the tripod or something. So I might just do that. So then you guys can see how it works. Transportation. I'm interested in travel, like how to use a ticket machine and different ticket types available. Are you talking about train? Or are you talking about what are you looking at, Stuart? Let me know. Hey, Mark Finley told me, hey girl. Is that what he said? Mm-hmm. Food factory. What are the odds? Yeah, that doesn't sound like it'd be great. I know we were in Rome this time. We were almost in tears. Our favorite restaurant we've been going to for years. Like we're talking our first date in Rome, first night in Rome. We ate at this place. We've gone back for years. Even Google Maps still had it open. Maybe they were on vacation. I don't know, but it was chained up, like closed, chained up. And we're like, oh, and we had walked all the way there, so we're so just heartbroken. So we're like, you know, when you're like so heartbroken, like I'm just gonna walk. And so we started walking back the general direction of where our apartment was, and we ended up finding this, restaurant on the road. And I did a quick look up, had decent, stars on there, and we sat down. It was just Liam, Jocelyn, and I. And we're just sitting there, and then this group of pilgrims, these Catholic English people, came and sat down with their priests and stuff. And we said hi. We're talking. We ordered stuff, and then two of their stragglers came later, and they were the sweetest older ladies, mature ladies. And we ended up sitting there talking with them, eating with them, and we're sitting. The chairs were outside in the street and everything. We ended up talking to them for hours, like hours, and it was a good time. So it's like, we didn't get back to our favorite place. We found a new place. We met some nice people. The waiter wasn't so great, but it was funny because the old ladies wanted tea because they're British. They wanted tea to finish off the evening. The guy's like, "It's 11. They want tea." And they're like, "Yeah, they want tea." He's like, "I don't know if we have it." I'm like, "Dude, I know you." I'm speaking Italian. I'm like, "Come on, I know you have tea. You have it right there." And so he gets the hot water, and they're like, "Oh, do you think it's like I need some milk?" I'm like, and I know like you don't have milk with anything in Italy after like 11. So I'm like, I go back. I'm like, "Scusi." The ladies would like some milk. He's like, latte? What is with them with the latte, with the milk? And I'm like, and it's for the tea. I'm like, they're old. Like, come on. And the guy's like, oh, and like his daughters, they're like, come on, Dad. It's pretty funny. So we had that, but yeah, that was a good little thing there. Yeah, if you have the iPhone, you can see the AirTag on your Find My Phone app. For the Samsung one, you have to go to their Smart Things app. Here, I should have it here. Yeah, so I go to the Smart Things app here on. You can't really see it, it's not really working right. But I go to. Yeah, they're not It's not helpful on this one. Like my advice is, you got to go to your devices. So I called it Hobo Finder, and my Hobo Finder is connected, so that it lets you view on a map where it is. So I'm viewing on the map. It is at my address, but I don't know how close it'll let me get. Because it has it right there, Hobo Finder. And this thing, it works for the same thing if you have like your lost phone thing with Samsung. So Jocelyn's on there, mine's on there. So that's there. Navigate. So can't navigate. You're already in the same location as Hobo Finder. So this one doesn't get you like up close where you can like, it gives you the where to go thing. Okay. It just says I'm already at that address. So not super helpful when you're looking for something in the house. Apparently, it's like, oh, well, at least I know it's in the house. So something we know right away with that one. So I think the AirTags will actually guide you to stuff. So anyway. Oh, train or bus in cities in terms of transportation. So trains, Stuart. So someplace in the UK, where there's the little kiosks you buy your train tickets at. Those things are. It's a variation of that all over Europe. It's no big deal. Bus tickets are the ones that have the most variation, honestly. Some places you got to buy from somebody. Somebody buy it on the bus. Sometimes you have to have it before you get on the bus, but they don't sell it at the stops. It's such a pain. That's really a case-by-case basis, which is totally annoying. Ooh, an hour and a half. And brutal. Well, that's LA. Yeah, I was supposed to go to Vid Summit this year. I was hoping I was going to get to talk at it, but they did not invite me. They did not accept my application. But I don't think I'm not. I mean, I'm not going because they didn't invite me. I'm not going because it used to be like a 3 day of learning. Now it's 2 days, and like the number of people that are actually talking is like in those 2 days is half of what it seems like. So I'm like, not worth flying out there for that. So there's that. Hey, Eric B, good to see you. Hey, Philippe, good to see you, my friend. I buy too many things when I travel. I always have to check my bag. Yeah, so what we'll do is we have the carry-on. Sometimes if it's not luggage problems going on, we actually will check our bags just so we don't have to carry it through the airport sometimes, just because, like, look, we got the layover, we got the time, whatever. Especially if we're going to be staying in that first city for a few days. We'll do that. Sorry, my sinuses and my allergies are killing me today. So sorry about that. But looks like I'm like, oh, what's wrong with Mark? It's because ragweed is killing me. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, one extra bag home, no big deal. Yeah, that's just it for me, Lori. It's like the bag home, I don't care. Like it'll eventually, hopefully, get to me. I know, like my next like trip where I'm worried about this isn't until like October, so I know not going to be a big deal. Like like, I don't even have a passport right now. I had to send off to get my new one. Oh, if you need to apply for your new passport and it's like you're at the 9-year mark, um, you can actually apply online for it. I was going to apply for it, but it's like you need to have a digital passport picture. And I was like, I don't know what that is, so I just sent it in normally. I don't know if there's something special, but it could be just the right, picture with a white background kind of stuff. So yeah, so you can do that, but just set mine off, so we'll see how long that takes. Yes, Terry and Mark. I can believe it. You guys were prepared. You guys had it all going on. I just hope Mark had enough underwear. Yeah, phone's too bright. You're right. I guess I need to work on that. Okay, here's one. Plan on checking the car seat and stroller for Germany at the end of November, but still plan to carry everything else on. Yeah, and the thing is, what's cool is car seats and strollers are free to check, so that's good. Um, yeah, and you're not driving though, are you, Brian? I can't remember. I thought you were just taking the trains. But if you're driving, yeah, that's helpful. And you can always pick up like the equivalent of a Walmart. You can get those 20, 30 euro umbrella strollers and just use that. The stuff doesn't make it there on time. So there is that. Terry Philly, 3.5 months into the Christmas markets. Yes, don't tell Jocelyn. Shh. Luckily, she's still out with the dog. Otherwise, I'd be in trouble for that one, Terry. Okay, good video on one of your broads today. Thank you. I appreciate it. That was one. That was one I thought I did before, and I guess I did do before, but I updated it. But it really, the only thing that was really different is now you have the contactless stuff a lot more, and Europe takes credit cards more often. But here's the thing: as much as everyone's like, "Oh, we take credit cards everywhere," it's the law. Like people are like, "Hungary, it's the law. They have to take credit cards from this year." I'm like, just like every taxi in the UK is supposed to take credit cards. But amazingly enough, there's so many times I've gone in the credit card machine is broke. So always good to have some stuff. Let's see. We'll be on the same flight over. That's pretty cool. Ah. We may or may not have purchased luggage while traveling to bring extra things back. That has happened. That's why Jocelyn has this Longchamp bag that folds out from like this size to literally bigger than this video screen will go, which has been helpful. And what actually we'd use that as like a carry-on because it's not harder. So we'll actually use one of our carry-on luggage and make that a check bag, and then bring like if we have anything breakable, we'll put that in there and like put clothes around it and use that as our carry-on. Oh wow, Katie, that sucks. Got home on Sunday evening. There's a random lock put onto my suitcase that wasn't mine. This it was super annoying. My spouse went through a million numbers until it opened. Dang, that sucks. Time to invest in a saw. Da-da-da-da. That sucks. Let's see. So let's go. Well, we need cash in the markets. No, have cash. A lot of if you're in the bigger cities, they'll take like if you're buying things like Christmas ornaments or those. Most of those places will take card as well. But if you're getting a bratwurst or you get your glue vine and stuff, cash is still king at the Christmas markets. So you have that. Yeah, Prague contact. Yeah, that is one thing. The contactless stuff. Europe is way better at the contactless payments than the U.S. is. There's vending machines that don't even take coins. You just have to have the contactless stuff. And for those who aren't from the U.S., I realize there's a lot of credit cards in the U.S. still don't have that. Like my American Express Delta card does not have it, and it doesn't expire for like another 3 years. I'm like, why don't I have it? Like Jocelyn got her new one last year and it had it, but mine didn't. I'm like, shouldn't you like update the card so people spend more money? Because honestly, when we were this summer in Europe, I was using my Visa because it had the contactless one, like tap and go, made it a lot easier. Yeah, I think you probably do. But here's one thing. Do not buy Longchamp bags now. Get one from like 3 or 4 years ago or older. Those ones work great. The ones they have now, they've gone to a cheaper zipper, so the zippers break more often, and it's just not as good. And their designer is not as good. It's like we have to change it because we have to do something different. I'm like, your old ones work great, like, and now they suck. So now we don't buy them anymore. Like Jocelyn had a bunch, and we use them so much they do eventually, not wear out, but they get faded or whatever, and it's just like, nope, nope. So yeah, so Lori, I was going to call and request one, but I was traveling so much that's like I can't take the chance. It takes them 2 weeks to send it to me, and I don't have any credit cards. So, yep. Oh, Darren, I got Twix to share at the gas station. Oh, you two are pathetic in love. So, everyone's favorite road trip candy. I think for me, I like well, Dots is more of my movie candy. Actually, Christmas Dots are my favorite candy. But Jocelyn is Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Caleb is a Payday. The peanut one. Liam, he usually goes with like a whatchamacallit. That's his. That's his. You like that one, right, buddy?
If it was small.
Oh, it's a small. He doesn't like the king size. Like the smaller ones there. For me, what do I usually get?
Three Musketeers or something. I don't
No,
know.
I don't get Three Musketeers.
Something kind
Yeah.
of stereotypical.
Yeah, Twix is not bad. So,
Eh,
what's up, Chumbers?
nothing.
Nothing. Just hanging.
Are you just on a live stream?
Yeah, I'm on a live stream with our members.
Oh.
But Liam is running around with his no shirt on, just
It's burning.
living the last week of vacation. He starts school next Wednesday.
It's burning upstairs also.
Well, then don't go in the mama loft. Watch in our room.
I'm playing stuff in there.
Well, did you turn the fan on?
Yeah.
Did you turn it on you? The 10 and cold?
Oh wait. That one's not up there anymore.
Where is it, downstairs?
Yeah.
We'll go in from downstairs, bring it upstairs.
Nah.
Well, then don't complain. Yes, Allison says the king size always gets the ratio wrong. You are 100% correct. It's kind of like, so here's something. The Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. So this time in Illinois, we have the Halloween pumpkins and the footballs, which we only saw in the South before. And I will say that the chocolate peanut butter ratio is way better on the footballs than it is on the pumpkins. So it can be very different. What's up, Liam? All right. So over the years, do you find yourself or Jocelyn packing more or less in your luggage? The overhead continues to shrink. Do you have any recommendation for overhead luggage? We use Ospreys because they have their stuff doesn't have give. Like you can't accidentally go over because you can't close it. And so that's why we stuck with them because it's so easy to like, oh, I'll just unzip it and have more space. You're like, no. Especially if you got the really strict European airlines like Ryanair, who's like, you must fit in here or else you will die, But I would say we actually pack probably less now. Actually, no, I should say this. When we fly, we pack less than ever. Like hard, well, I remember I used to go on like a 2-week trip just in my like school backpack, so it was a little different. But I didn't have camera stuff then. But yeah, we pack a lot less now than we used to. But when we do road trips, aside from this last road trip, we went to Ohio, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Pittsburgh with Tom there. Liam's in the house. Say hi, Liam. Liam, they already saw you.
Hi.
So yeah. So we unfortunately Liam has to pack his own stuff these days, and he doesn't always remember to pack everything like socks or more than 1 or 2 pairs of underwear or I don't know a shirt, but yeah, like Kalo's been really bad lately because we'll go. It's like okay, we're gonna go for 3 weeks. He's like, I got a pair of pants, 2 hoodies. A t-shirt and a couple pairs of underwear. I'm like, dude, we're gone for 2.5 weeks. And he's like, I'm hot. I'm like, yeah, because you brought hoodies. That was it. It's 900 degrees outside, dude. So, Haribo med kinderfrå. So Allison asks, Liam, are you pumped for summer vacation to be Over.
No. I hate homework.
Yeah, he doesn't mind
That's
that he doesn't mind going back to school. He just doesn't like the fact that there'll be homework. Because now he's going to be in the junior high, which means more work.
I don't want homework. I hate homework. I would do anything to not have homework.
Then make sure you finish all your homework before you come home. See, it's cool. Like his class, they actually have they have a study hall at the end of the day, the power hour to get their homework done. So you can do that instead of hanging out with your buddies. You can do your homework then.
That's all we can do.
Yeah, so there you go. So you have that. Allison says, just tell him the dog ate your homework. So he enjoyed that one, Allison. So that's good.
Or just burn it.
Maybe. Yeah, that's what I said, Terry. Junior high, what? Yeah, it's crazy. So the junior high here is 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So that's why. So I was like, oh. Liz says she likes your outfit.
Thank you.
He said thank you. So that's his Minecraft PJs. Somehow he said he's really hot, yet he puts that on. I'm like, that's not really going to help, my friend. So, yeah. Stuart, my mom tells me how to pack. Hey, if she knows what she's doing, go for it. So, is Liam doing band? No, Liam did some acting, and he did an acting, singing, and dancing camp last week and had a nice performance on Saturday this week. It was really good. He's not in band, but he does drums. He has drums in private lessons. We got to get you back in that when school starts. And then anything else you want to learn?
No, I just want to sign up for Science Club.
He wants to sign up for Science Club. So we got to get him on that. So, yeah. So, yeah, there's those. So what else can I tell you? I don't know. How about you all? What you all been up to aside from travel? Anybody got some fall travels coming up? Oh, here we go. Eric has a thing. Luton Airport made me so mad. I used a TSA-approved size bag for my toiletries, and that wasn't good enough. I had to throw several things away to fit in their Ziploc bag. Yeah.
What?
Yep. The 3-1-1 rule is always interpreted differently, and it's a pain. I know. So, Mache, I saw that article. I think it was in CNN, but I didn't actually read it. But I saw the title of that. I was like, "Oh, I need to read that one." So, I'm sure you see a lot of hooded sweatshirts at work. So, do a lot of kids wear hooded sweatshirts at your school?
No, we're not allowed to have hoods or hats on.
Oh, his school wasn't have hoods or hats, but the high school was like whatever. Okay. Let's see. Going to Germany. 552 miles to Buc-ee's. Nice.
Oh, I wish it was 2.
Yeah, Liam likes Buc-ee's.
When are they gonna come up here like Chick-fil-A then?
I don't know, Liam.
And Bojangles.
Yeah, we need some Bojangles. I'll take Bojangles. I like Bojangles. See,
And Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's and Bojangles. That would be good to have. So, let's see. It's the fall trips. We've got Eric is going on the Carnival Horizon. Nice, out of Miami. Ronnie's got his DC Philadelphia trip. Brothers wedding to Pittsburgh for a week in October for Steelers versus Buccaneers. That'll be a good game. Yeah, UK is very strict on the luggage thing. Fairbanks, Alaska. Thomas, didn't you go to Alaska last year? Or you were going to go to Alaska? I don't know.
People can travel to the same place again.
That's true, but sometimes my brain doesn't work and I forget, and they tell me they're going to go someplace. I thought they already went. So, have you been experiencing the heat wave like most of the country, San Antonio, in August? Yeah, we have had that. Today was actually it was a really nice day. So I actually started cleaning out our garage. We moved over a year ago. And
I still have boxes in my room because I don't care.
Yes, he doesn't care, just like we did. So I'm taking the boxes that have been sitting in the garage for a year, 13 months, and now I'm taking them to the rooms they were supposed to go to. So theoretically, this fall, Jocelyn and I will unpack them and put them in there. So
always theoretical.
Yes. Yes, Europe next March. Yes, nice. Texas and Dallas, nice. Mache's a weekend out of LA to Ensenada, nice. Just quick getaways. Oh, Brian. You got your fall trip, Aachen and Mosel. Aachen was nice. I've been there. Mosel Valley is beautiful. I like Mosel Valley for the wine and everything. You'll have a good time. Yeah, Pittsburgh was good. Like we had a good time in Pittsburgh. Tom Shader met us with his daughter, one of his daughters, and we hung out and did Pittsburghy stuff. And um, we got torrential downpour on. If you look on our shorts channel about the rain thing, here's now okay. It was pretty crazy, but we had a good time. Pittsburgh was really nice. I enjoyed our visit there. I'd go back. I specifically did not film the don'ts of Pennsylvania, the eats of Pennsylvania, like I was going to there. So we have to go back. So there's that. Ooh, Philippe's got the really nice one. Nice. That's a good early fall trip because you got warm destinations that will still be warm, but a lot of the tourists will be gone, but some of the stuff will still be open. So that's nice. I like that one, Phil. That's a nice one. Aw, going to Mexico City for my anniversary on Labor Day and then headed to Doha for a work trip for a month. Should be only 100 degrees, even for the World Cup, though. Just 100 degrees at night in the shade. You know, it's a dry heat. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Oh yeah, 5 weeks of 5 adults for 2 weeks in Europe. That'll drain the funds. That will definitely drain the funds. I know this year, since Caleb didn't come with us on the trip, I mean, it was like I could feel the difference at the end of the month, not having that extra person there. Like we still had to get the rooms were the same size, but like just the one less person eating, like big difference. That's why I think 2023 will be. We're going to try to get to a lot of new countries, a lot of new places, but I think there might be more trips of just me or just Jocelyn to do stuff. Just because the money side of it it's insane. Like I know inflation's a big deal, but travel too, like it's just wow. So let's see. I won't work on 2020 the Adventure Time, another rugby league season fixture for a trip to France. Yeah, that's one of those things. Like, and then Mark was talking about the same kind of thing. Until I know the release, like the schedule for the games, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to book yet. And I know how that works. It's like I got to see. It's kind of like for us. I'm like I can't book anything until I know when the kids' vacation days are, right? And I know this year, man, they neither of them have any good vacation. There's none of those like Monday and then Thursday and Friday off, and so we can skip 2 days. They don't have that this year, so we don't have like that's why. Luckily, Jocelyn's got her trip to England and Ireland. I've got a trip to England. I got that thing to Texas for a couple of days, but it's like there's not a lot of things, and they don't have like a whole week off at Thanksgiving either. It's like you get off early on Wednesday for Thanksgiving. I'm like, oh, I guess we'll just be hanging out at home. So, yep. Yeah, 4-day weeks are nice. Yes, they are. Yeah, PNC Park, that is a beautiful stadium. Beautiful stadium. So, ooh, Jim and Harry to go to Singapore at the end of September. I have not been. I've had a lot of students that have studied there over the years, and they loved it. So yeah, that would be a good trip. Yes, adult children are expensive, and maybe they're a little bit more grateful than the younger ones. I don't know. It's like a curve. Like their gratefulness is like, oh yay, and then the teenage years is like negative, and then it comes back up a little bit maybe when they realize that they have to do their own laundry and pay for their own food. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. What else can I tell you? Oh, I'm going to show you what I used. Your Patron money. I got something. Hold on. So while I was filming, and while I was filming the summer, my camera kept showing, oh, this device is not attached. This device is not made for this program. And I was like, huh, something's wrong. But the sound was working fine. It was the microphone apparently was messed up. So it didn't kill any of my videos until I was working on the RV video. And when I was making the RV video, and then I was making, actually, when I watched the Pittsburgh video, I thought I did a fantastic job on the Don'ts of Pittsburgh. It was like 18 minutes long. And I was listening back to see where it had stopped because like the battery died or something. And it was like the first 9 minutes had sound. The last 9 minutes had no sound. So I had to refilm that. because there was no sound. And so I found I had to get a new microphone. So I got a new microphone. Thank you very much. Your support does make a difference, by the way. That does help. So we got to pick up a new one of these. My next the money we're saving up for now, that's why with the super chats and everything on the Walter's World channel have been very helpful. Is we're gonna be buying a new camera because I'm literally using old Sony Alpha 6000s, which are from literally 10 years ago, and they just don't hack it anymore. They're great cameras, but it just doesn't do what we need now. So I'm gonna try to get a new. The one I want to get, the one I'd love to get is like $3,000, $3,500. The one I'll probably end up getting is like $1,500. But the one that was the $3,500, the viewfinder, there's no viewfinder, but the viewing screen flips out so I can see. Because what happens when I film is like I have to kind of guess where it is. But I take like a 10-second video to see where I'm standing, and then again stop it, watch it, see where it is, decide where to go, and then hopefully I'm in the right spot. This way it would fold over and I could see where I'm standing so I can have it in the right spot so I can see what the visual is so I don't have mess ups. Like I was looking at my Don'ts of the Amalfi Coast. Yeah, so usually I'm like way back here in the video. Well, I apparently had accidentally zoomed in the camera, so the entire video is filmed like this. So, hey there, fellow travelers, the Don'ts of Amalfi Coast. So when that one comes out, you'll be like, whoa, hey, that's new. So there'll be a lot of B-roll in that one because that might be a little disturbing. So, oh, that was nice. They bought their own drinks in Ireland. That was very nice. Yeah, that was taking care of my budget too. Oh, that's cool. Visiting friends in Crete and Germany. That's cool. Let's see. Yeah. Also, I think when you have a group of 3 people versus 4, yeah, like with taxis, especially and Ubers, especially now with restrictions that are on there. Yeah, articulated view screens for the win. Yeah. So, oh, Sue's on here. Hey. So, got all the crew here tonight. Yeah, no. So we have. So there's that, and then I'm down to my last computer, this Microsoft Surface that I've been using for 3 or 4 since. I know it's since before 2000, is at least 2019. I'm looking at because I've got Tanzania stickers on here. That was 2019. So this is probably from early 2019, late 2018 computer. It's Microsoft Surface, and it is the only one I have left. Everything else is dead. Like all the computers are toast. So I am getting down there. And the thing is when I try to render on here, it doesn't have the power anymore or the memory to like get the stuff from the external hard drives and get it to work. It still does fine. Luckily, most of my editing now is done by my editing teams. So that helps. But when I have to, I still have to fix out some stuff at the end. It's like, click, not responding. I'm like, you got to sit there for like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and then it turns back. It starts functioning again. No, Thomas, I will never go Mac. Mac sucks. I will not use Mac. Sorry. I know anytime I talk about a computer, you need time to get a Mac. No. So, I love you, Thomas, but I don't love Macs. So, yeah, gaming PCs. For those who don't know, if you get a gaming PC, they usually have good enough graphics card. You can use the 4K stuff. But yeah, it's tough. Phil, hey, have you noticed that places like France, Italy, or Germany that traditionally use mostly cash, pre-COVID restaurants and such still do more cards since COVID? Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. Places like Germany, which we're big on, we don't like credit cards now, are like, hey, contactless payment, credit cards. They're totally cool with that now, which for Germany really changed things because that's a remnant of the inflation you had between the First and Second World War, where people just did not trust credit because it was like, look, I want to have cash in hand because I can buy stuff now. I don't want to take a chance. I don't owe people money. Like there's a whole stigma in German culture for a long time that credit cards were bad. Okay, like they'd have one because they had to have one, but they never used it. They wouldn't have cash and debit. I don't owe people money. And so that's where the credit card thing being popular in Germany now is a total culture difference from 20 or 30 years ago. So how long does it take to upload a video? If the video is already made and all I'm doing, it's rendered and all I have to do is upload it. If I'm here at home and I have the fast internet, it'll take like 5 minutes. If I'm If I'm at our old house, it would take like 15 hours sometimes. The house we first were doing this, just depends on the speed you have. Yeah, it's just so much easier. Like ding, done, walk away. Like my Costco, I'm like ding, done, walk away. So yeah, Sue. For Rome, yeah, surprising hotels are a better deal. Hotels are uh, a lot of times are a better deal because the apartments aren't really. It's hard to get like a really good apartment, especially there's not much space in them. Um, and it's not. I mean, because they know they don't have to do very much. And yeah, I mean, I would probably we ended up doing a apartment rental because we were there, I think for 4 nights, 5 nights, 4 or 5 nights. We were there this year because it was that time frame we were there, and then we thought we were gonna have all four of us. So we wanted the space, then it turned out just the three, so we probably could have just done a normal hotel instead. I know for me, it's like how things have gone with the apartment rentals with VRBO, Airbnb, and things. Just was getting frustrated with all the extra fees that were added on. And I follow some of the like Airbnb hosts YouTube channels, which are talking about how to make more money and how to do this and like, hey, how I make $1 million a year on Airbnb, kind of stuff, which sounded like a pyramid scheme, how I explained it. But, that's one thing. Don't take advice from people that are on social media because actual financial advisors are not allowed to do that online. So you just have some dude that's like, hey, I read the fine print. Duh, so yeah, you want to have people that do it for a living. Anyway, what we're talking about. Ooh, nice. Yeah, Trastevere is a great neighborhood. You hate your hotel? Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. It's the file size. Um, so my file size usually for my 10 to 12, 15-minute videos are a little over 1 gigabyte, usually 1 to 1.8 gigabytes upload. Yeah, I love that one. Airbnbs, they do make you do chores. Yeah, pay $300 for a cleaning fee, but you need to strip the beds, put it in the laundry, put it away, do all the dishes, clean everything, sweep it up, leave it cleaner than when you got there. I'm like, then why am I paying $300? That's why, honestly, it used to be if we stayed 3 days or more in a place, we would stay at Airbnb. Now it's more than 4 days. We'll do Airbnbs. At 4 days, we have to think about it, just because it's unbelievable, and they don't care about you or me. They don't. It's about the money. And it gets and that's what I really don't like. I would love for something like how the European Union hammered Ryanair or the low cost airlines, it's Ryanair, but the low cost airlines for deceptive pricing because they say, oh, it's €1 to go to Dublin. Now, yeah, it's €1 for the tickets, but with all the taxes, it's actually €52 round trip, which is not €1. And that's why I'm like, don't tell me it's €100 a night to be there. Whereas if I'm going to stay for a week, I have a €500, fee. So now it's like, I got an extra €100 a night charge. So they need to do that because that's one thing people are getting upset with, and that's one thing I've seen on a lot of the like groups I follow and stuff. You have travelers like they're moving away from the Airbnbs. They're tired of all the extra fees and all the bull BS. Like do the chores for us, and hey, you need to mow the lawn and like de-weed the backyard kind of stuff. And the thing is, they could do that this summer because so many people are traveling and so many Airbnbs and other places are going out of business. But I think next year you're going to see people be like, "Screw you! I'm just going to that hotel. I'm staying at the hotel." So yeah, sometimes hotels are annoying. Hey gals, happy belated birthday to Belinda. Happy 29th. Maybe is it 30th this year? I can't remember. Somewhere around there. Yeah, Airbnb canceled us when we did our trip. Yeah, and they're like, "Oh yeah, sorry, 2 weeks out." Yeah. So luckily we found a place. That happened to us another time too. Melinda and Tracy, it was like 3 days out. We're like, "Oh yeah, we decided to stay home this weekend, so we're not going to rent it." I'm like, and I know Airbnb now they actually have a thing that if depending when they cancel, they have to give money back. it's like up to like €1,000 or something, or $1,000 or something. And the owners were all pissed. I'm like, no, this is why people are pissed, because you keep, it's happening more and more that your Airbnb gets canceled. And they're like, oh, we let you know 3 nights before. I'm like, yeah, but you can't find a place 3 nights out for someplace. I mean, that happened to me in Dublin, and they wanted to use it because they get more money for the Dublin Marathon. So like, oh, we sent you an email. Didn't you get it? I'm like, no, I didn't get it. They're like, oh, yeah, sorry, I guess we didn't send it. Yeah, you don't have a room anymore. I'm like, and it's like, not our problem. And honestly, they don't have to do anything. They're protected under law because they can just cancel it. Any of you have kids in college, when it comes to graduation weekends, people will book those rooms years in advance to get that room, and they will cancel your reservation about 2 weeks out and say, oh, you can rebook it because instead of $200 a night, we're going to charge $500 a night. The Hilton Garden Inn does that here in Champaign all the time, and people get really pissed. Because they're like, I booked this years ago. Like, yeah, and if you want it, you can pay this now. And some don't even let you book it again. So, and they have the right to do it because consumers are not protected. So, oh, that's right. I wasn't sure. Sorry, 30, not 29. My bad. Philippe, agree. Less than 4 nights, always a hotel. And even at that, it's not much cheaper anymore with Airbnb. Half the time you end up with all sorts of insane rules and chores. Yeah. Actually, for me now, like if it's just me traveling, I won't do the Airbnbs. I'll just do a hotel. Because if it's just me, I got a desk, I got a bed, I got a TV. Lots of times I'll get a double, so I have 2 beds. So I have like a staging area for my clothes and stuff. So yeah, very true. So I think I saw the video that said I have mixed reviews on Airbnbs in Guatemala. They've been helpful for groups trips since you can hire a chef in most places. That's cool. What did Eliz say? I'm looking for Eliz's comment. Oh, the chores thing, yeah. Dang, if Marriott canceled someone's room, we have to pay them cash, any travel expense, and pay for their next hotel. Yeah, well, it's not a Marriott property. And actually, what people said, here's the best part, because when people wrote Hilton about this, they're like, well, that's not our problem because we don't own that property. That's a franchisee, so that's not our problem. That's their thing. And so they just totally blew them off. And I'm like, there's so many parents that have that complaint every year. I actually did a video saying, make sure you're watching a review on things. And actually, I have my script for Champaign, Illinois, the don'ts of Champaign. And I'm specifically going to put a thing in there saying, hey, look, don't count on your reservation being held if you book during mom's weekend, dad's weekend, or graduation weekend, because hotels in this town are known to cancel your reservation a few weeks out. Instead of getting that $200 a night bill, you get a $500 night bill, if you can even get it. So yeah, such a pain. So, anywho, yeah, small, unique hotels for the trips tend to be the best. Yeah, that is true. It's a good time. Yeah, I never leave my hotel room dirty. We actually strip the beds in our hotel rooms. Yeah, and that's the thing is like they don't have the workers either, so rooms aren't getting cleaned. So, yeah, yeah. That's surprising because usually Hilton is better than Marriott. Don't tell Bill yet. Yeah, you must got we sell out for grad 50 weeks out at like 400 a night. Yep. And that's one of the things. That's why I was so surprised when the Hilton people they talked to were like, "Forget you." And that's the thing is sometimes you just don't get the good. You don't get the good people. Like, who was that? Well, there was one I was talking to. Where was that? Oh, it was Hilton. It was Hilton because we ended up our trip. We were coming back a day, or we had to come back a day earlier, so we're moving everything up. And I booked our hotel rooms because they're Hilton Honors. I'm like, I built the Hilton Honors stuff. Like, this is not changeable or transferable or anything. So no, you can't do anything. I'm like, but I'm like, all right. But the lady was like super rude about it. I never had that problem before. And the non-transferable rooms, I had got them to move it a day just because of things like that. So we get to Pittsburgh, and I had to end up booking another room for that night, just one room. So we had 2 rooms. So I booked just one room for that night, and they ended up booking the entire time. So I'm like, wait, you guys overbooked me an extra room and just kept this one on there. And then they come up and call. It's like, hey, can we have your other room? I'm like, you wouldn't let me cancel out of that other room, and now you want it? No, because I'm not going to pay and not have my room. And they eventually got it worked the back channels, but I was like, what the hell?
So. Hi, friends. How are y'all? I was out walking the dog and I ran into the Garrison. So we chatted.
Oh, by the way, I did have Marriott, but she booked with booking, so I didn't get any points.
I goofed off. Or I goofed up. So ran into some friends as I was walking the dogs. We ended up walking, but let me tell you, Brigadier's like a horse. They have 2 dogs that are Brigadier's same size. So it was like a menagerie walking down the street. It was crazy. Anyway, how are y'all doing? It's nice to see you. I see so many people on here. Oh my gosh. I feel like I haven't done this in a really long time with y'all. So it is nice to see you. Allison says, need to switch to Marriott. We have both. It just ends up that we stay in Hilton's more often than we stay in Marriott properties. I don't really know why that is. Do you know why that is? Why do we stay in Hilton more often than Marriott? Is it just...
I just had a lot of Hilton points.
I think, yeah, and I think that there are a lot more of those cheap ones on the side of the road.
Yeah,
the Hampton Inn on the side of the road. That's what it is. So
Marriott's our other one. That's why I was pissed we didn't have the points.
yeah, Mark was not mad. He was mad at me for that, but it was a really great property. Where was that?
Yeah, it was a really
that was
great
in
property.
Portland, Maine.
Yeah, it was in Maine.
Yeah, we didn't get points for it. Loft. That was it. It was really cool. So, oh my gosh, Stuart, 3 a.m. Stop it. What are you doing awake? I'm so glad you are. That's wild and crazy. So there's so many of y'all. I just love seeing you all. Philippe, Jocelyn, what are your, that just zipped by. Okay. What are your must-sees for 5 days in Crete? Okay. So Hanya for sure. There are a bunch of little beaches around there, some great places to eat. The old town part is really lovely. You do not need to go to Heraklion. It's just a big city. There's no need to be there. Hanya's great. The gorge. What the heck's the name of the gorge? You'll find it. It'll come to me in a minute. Anyway, the gorge. Samaria, that gorge, or Samaria, whatever. The gorge is cool if you're into the hiking and things like that. Of course, you need to go and see Knossos, where the Minotaur and all that kind of stuff is. That's really cool. One of my favorite towns is Aios Nikolos, means Saint Nicholas. It is just east, I think, of Heraklion. It is cute as a button. There's some great little towns on the south side of Crete. They're a little hard to get to, so you may not want to do that. But I mean, Crete's pretty small. It's the biggest island, but it's still pretty small. I rent a car and I drive. Please watch our video on driving in Greece, because driving in Greece is not like driving anywhere else. Hug the right shoulder all the time.
Or drive on the
shoulder sometimes. The shoulder is as wide as a lane everywhere else. But just be cognizant that if people are on your butt, you need to move over and let them pass. South side of Crete has a bunch of tiny little towns. It's kind of like that. I don't even know the names of them. It's like we would cross a mountain and there they were, and they were just precious. Those are my big ones. So you can fill up 5 days in Crete just relaxing. That's my favorite. We also spend a lot of time in the villages where my family has a little farm and stuff, and that's kind of our place. So that's good. Hey, Brian, thank you for the compliment on my wallpaper. It's awesome.
No, it's cool. What?
I don't know.
That song was just perfect.
Yeah, sure.
That song was
pretty
perfect.
Sure my husband does not love my wallpaper,
it's
but
fine.
I'm a huge fan. So, that's
so you hadn't even liked the video with it.
I did like the video.
No, I just clicked the like button. I just liked it.
Oh, wait. I liked it on Instagram.
Yeah, you should have liked it on YouTube.
Whatever. Yeah. Aya Marina near Hanya. That'll be good. You'll enjoy it. Some friends of ours, by the way, if you don't have other places, you have a place, but if any of you guys go to Crete and you are near Hanya, some really good friends of ours who happen to be Italian but speak very good Greek and English and Italian, obviously. They run a bunch of rentals in Hanya and that area, and the company is called Micro Cosmo Creta. So like micro, it's Cosmos, but there's no S on the end, right? And then Creta for Crete. Anyway, they've got great places. They're wonderful people, and I know we've stayed in their places, so we know that they're good.
Mhm.
So yeah.
So Jocelyn, no, I did not do the wallpaper with her. Our friend came and helped her.
Yeah, no, my friend Julie came and did that with me, and I'm glad she did because, well, I miss Julie.
Yeah. Hey, Betty, good to have you on here. So we've been on for an hour, so I decided I will open it up to the public now after we had an hour. But this is Walter's World Short, so that means like maybe 5 people might hop on. So don't expect anybody else jumping on, but we're going to have some more questions. We'll be on for a little while longer.
Okay. Brian, I think that a lot of people feel like you do. You just don't necessarily know what's happening in design until it's done.
Yeah, Brian, you don't know anything.
No, that I think that
Like
a lot
me.
of people can't see it until it's there in front of them. That's a thing.
Yeah, no, I understand. No, I wasn't worried about that. The song was just perfect because the song I had on Instagram was like bad decisions, but how the song worked, it just made it work. So, anyway.
Hey, what is somebody said at a Liz fun? The gals said that. What's Liz? What is Liz doing?
Oh, they have a free night at a Marriott. They have to use by the end of the month, so they're going to do a staycation in Chicago.
I like it. That's good. That is very cool.
So the gals were Titanium with Marriott, but you also do a lot of IHG, Hotel Indigo, and Intercontinentals with really good luck with most places. Yeah.
I like the Indigos. I think they're a lot of fun. They're always cool, and the design work is always appealing to me.
Yeah, like the reason. So we never really got really loyal to any hotel chains. Like I said, the Hilton is just because the Hampton Inn shows up the most on the side of the road for us. Honestly, that is the reason why.
Thanks for modding.
Yeah. Mod here.
Yep.
Hey, there you go.
Yes. Thank
That's
you.
right. No messing around. Boom.
Hi, Kath. I just got back from my walk too. Brig and I went and walked, and we ran into Caleb's old cross country coach and his wife and their dogs. So
I bet, Stuart.
1 or 2
Night, buddy.
stories I
Get some
can't
sleep,
tell.
my
That's funny.
friend.
Sleep well. Oh goodness.
Yeah. So since we switch it public, we have 2 extra people, which are 2 of our normal people that hopped on. So kind of funny.
Somebody asked
I'm hot.
what we're drinking. I'm not touching you. I'm literally not touching
You're
you. I'm
touching
here.
me.
Now you're touching me.
No.
Mark is having water. I am having a Spritz Select. So that is Prosecco and a liqueur called Select. I'll get it in a second. It's like Aperol, but not as sweet, but not as bitter as Campari. And it's from Venice, but I found it in America. Yay! And then club soda on top, but I ran out of club soda, so mine's just
Where do
liquor.
we find that?
Benny's.
Benny's had Select. Cool. Jonathan, hey buddy, thank you for the audiobooks and everything. John and I were shooting the breeze about Maine and New England and the Atlantic provinces. So thanks, buddy, for all your help. Not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. See, she tried to bite me. Get her.
Betty was looking at Barcelona.
Where's Betty?
Right here.
I was watching Barcelona Spain videos looking to visit in March. Okay,
good time.
I have a shocks of Barcelona. I need to get out. I got it cut down. It was one of the first times I was doing like every part was a different video. I just got to be such the editing is. The editing got to the point I'm like, I can't look at this anymore. So maybe I'll go back. I'll get that out so you have plenty of time beforehand, Betty. Don't
make
worry.
me pull this car over.
That's right. That's right.
I'm usually the driver, so if he bugs me, I have every right to bite.
Silly question, but I know there are places you want to go to, but what is one place you haven't been that don't really plan to?
God, that's a hard question.
I don't really like French Guiana, like the 3 up on the top of South America. After you do Colombia, Venezuela, that have a lot of appeal for me. I don't know, sometimes it's hard. Central Asia, like the stands.
Can I say this without being bad?
Just be nice about it. And
North Korea.
Yeah, North Korea.
I have no plan to go to North Korea.
Yeah.
What else? I don't know. Mashe's youngest turned 21 after their Europe tour. So he certainly enjoyed his beverages while we were over there. I think that's great. Just like built up his tolerance for his 21st, right?
That's right.
It's kind of great.
So they're here and Jim are heading to Boston
Cool.
for a wedding. I've been hearing horror stories about the tea. We live there. Yeah, it depends on the line, honestly. Like our friends that live there, they say it's bad, but if you get the right line at the right time, it's not that bad. So who knows?
Scorpio Sue, what videos do you have in the hopper from your European trip? What's in the hopper? I feel like Mark made
300 shorts. Literally, there's 300 shorts. And then there's probably a year worth of long videos.
That means 104 videos. So
there's not 104. There's probably
I bet you there's close to 100.
40, there's probably 80.
That's a lot of videos.
So,
but it's not just about Italy.
Well, yeah, there's 80 videos, but no, it's not just about Italy, but it's not just for Walter's World.
Lithuania too, and I forgot about that.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen if I'm not there. Do you want to talk? Do you want to say something?
No.
What is it? What would you like to say?
So the ones in the hopper aren't just for Walter's World. There's also Walter's World Eats and the Professor Walters. So it's not like the good old days where everything went on one channel. So I had 100 videos. That means, I can take half a year off. No, that 80 videos would be gone in about 3 months with all the channels. So crazy.
Yeah, but what are some of the videos? Like specifically, what have we got? We've got eats from different cities.
I'll just
around
go get the
Italy.
latest list.
He's got a list, y'all. Guess what? He has like 50 lists. He's very organized with his lists. Not anything else. Oh my gosh, I've had too much fun today. Hi, Francis. April, 18 years old, got sloshed in Cozumel and sent us the video. Oh, great. You know, nothing like turning yourself in. Bet I know you guys probably weren't terribly upset as long as she was safe. He's back.
So you see all this? Each line is a short or a video that I've done this summer from different places. So, I mean, there's literally
a lot.
Hundreds and hundreds of videos. But of the long ones, of like the actual long ones, the ones you're going to see that I filmed, there's a bunch in Paris, that are kind of come up soon that I already have uploaded and ready to go. The Dunce of Switzerland will be out on Saturday. The next Saturday with the Dunce of Colmar. We've got finished trains, how to get from CDG into Paris, how to get to your hotel from the airport, basic finish, eats of Bolzano, eats of Georgia, eats of Virginia.
Well,
how to piss off people from Finland.
Did Eats of Rome already
Don't
come out?
Turku, no. Eats of Rome,
Eats of Rome.
No.
What?
We only had one Eats video come out in the last 6 months.
Oh,
that
well,
was the one that was Vicenza. Not Vicenza,
no.
Helsinki. I put it on Saturday.
Okay.
But those are the ones that have been edited and they're ready to go. I just sent off today. I have a video on the ETIS visa or visa waiver because it's not a visa. I got that one. I just sent that off, and then I sent. What else did I send off? Oh, Jocelyn did one for Airbnb hosts, how to be better hosts and get better reviews. You need to put in there, stop charging people $500 for cleaning fees. So we're going to add some more stuff onto that one.
That's definite. How are y'all feeling about shorts? So I feel like I actually really enjoy making shorts because I can concentrate that long. I can get a 1-minute video out and tell you about something like great really quick. I really enjoyed making these shorts on architectural history or just, cool architecture things. There's a playlist on that on the main channel. Yeah, on the Walter's World Shorts channel, there's a playlist for the architecture stuff. I'm really enjoying that, partially because it's, that's how my mind is working when we're traveling, because I'm always looking at the architecture and whatever. Now I'm just finally saying it instead of having to make this long form 10, 15-minute video where I'm like, those things just take a lot out of me and I'm not good at them.
You're excellent at that.
I
Just
really
need
enjoy.
practice.
I really enjoy the shorts, though. I can zip through that, and that's more my like style and personality, anyway.
But she just needs to learn how to hold the camera, the phone, to make the selfie.
I am the worst selfie taker ever.
Brutal,
Admittedly, the worst self. Like I just did some for Greece. When I was in Greece with my friend Sandra in April for Easter, and I'm holding it, and it's like, here's the Parthenon right here behind me, and then there's my face.
And your shoulder blocked it, like at least the Greek flag is
It's really terrible. I'm just awful at it. Oh goodness. Hey, I want this one. Bobby says, how many days do you recommend for Nashville? Hey, first I want my friends, the Galvin and Gals, to weigh in on that, because Melinda is from Nashville, like born and raised. But I would say like 3 days, unless you're going to go out and see some other like little towns and stuff, maybe add on a day. But I think if you're in Nashville, you need to have a day where you're just like chilling and not trying to do like all the stuff downtown and like being overwhelmed with all that. Give yourself some time to just kind of absorb Nashville itself and not be in the hullabaloo. Also, you need to go to a place called Peg Leg Porker. Great barbecue and really super nice people. And look down here for the Galvin and Gals, because I bet Melinda will have some stuff there. She says, depends on what you want to do. I could keep you busy for a week, but if you just want the highlights, 3 days would work. So there you go. Oh, goodness. Mark Jonathan says, you are welcome.
Cool.
Crete is a real crack up. I'm taking my lady next weekend to St. John's. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to share my itinerary with y'all. So that sounds like fun. St. John's. Nobody's taken me to St. John's yet.
I'm sorry. We're a husband. You have.
Yes, notebooks. Great friends, full of lists. They are very important, happy things.
With, all your scripts in there. And
how about this? Mark Finley says, my handwriting's too terrible to keep a notebook. I used my phone. Well, let me tell you something. Actually, Mark's notebook is too hard to read for anyone other than Mark.
So that's why I have a list in my phone of videos I actually did film as well, not just in my notebook.
Timothy, plans for Arizona. Yeah. So me and Liz from Means to.
Oh, it's too bitter. April's better. Oh.
Well, there's April. Give
Too
me
late.
this. Go make yourself an
left.
April.
There's none left.
You're so dumb. Yes, there is.
No, there's no.
Let me finish. Me and Liz from Means to Travel are going to go to Arizona in February. We went last February. Liz and I are going. Shame. Bite me. So anyway, we'll be there in February for the Gem and Mineral Show. We'll be in Tucson. I don't know, Liz, we need to talk about that. I'd like to go up to Phoenix maybe for a couple days and do some stuff up that way. So we'll see. But yes, Arizona. I lived there as a kid, and Liz has family there. So good insights.
So Philippe says they were filming a Christmas movie on Spark Street in Ottawa today, and it was all decorated. I think you liked it. Yes. Cool. It's a little hard to film those when it's 30 degrees. We were in Mystic last year. Caleb was actually in a camp, and they were filming a Christmas movie there. And it wasn't 30 Celsius, but high 20s the whole time. And it was like, you could say they made the fake snow nearby.
Caleb got to meet Maria Menounos' husband. And then he found out later that she was Greek. And he was like, oh, that's cool. Such a turd. Look at
Francis!
This. Everybody cheer for Francis.
Love it.
Yay. Where are you going? Or do you not want to share? It's okay if you don't. I understand.
He's to Pittsburgh. So you had Armani brother. I have my list here.
Of Pittsburgh. While he's looking at that, Jim and Harriet miss Cocktail Fridays. So let me tell you about Cocktail Fridays. Cocktail Fridays are very dangerous because Sandra and I, well, first of all, Sandra and I live 1,000 miles apart. But we taste all of those drinks. And if you pay attention, you can tell which ones were filmed late in the day because I'm a little schnockered. A little bit. We filmed like 52 cocktail videos in 3 days. And it's just hard on the liver. And the last few times that I've been with Sandra and I've been together, it's because, well, we had a funeral one time. The time before that, we had an event that we were down in Savannah for a fundraiser. It's hard to get all of that together. So anyway, we'll get some made. I just can't promise they're going to be as regular as they once were.
Or it might be
Sue,
some mocktails.
thank you. Mocktails. We talked about that. I really want to do, but I keep calling them rocktails because they should rock. They shouldn't just be mock. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd.
Yeah, so the Pittsburgh, the Primanti Brothers sandwich, which I'm going to tell you right now, people, Philadelphia has better sandwiches than Pittsburgh. Primanti Brothers, they don't have as much meat in there as they used to. The size of their sandwiches from the coleslaw they put on, the fries, not the meat. So I was kind of disappointed in that. Pittsburgh salad, they literally put French fries on their salad. You need to ask for the fries on the side.
I'm not complaining, but I'm also kind of weirded out by it.
So pierogies are big there too. You even see the pierogies run around at the park. They're really good. I had those. Chipped ham is in there. Some barbecue sauce. Iron City beer. I drank a bunch of that. Milkshake Factory for milkshakes is really good downtown.
Oh, and they have non-dairy ones, and I tried one just to see how it was. Excellent.
At Gus and Yaya's Shaved Ice, which we were 3 people from ordering when it completely downpoured and they had to close, and like trees were falling down around us, so we had to get out of there. Pamela's for breakfast, got that. Sheets for your snacks.
Dude, the chorizo and
the chorizo hash and Gale's
eggs.
I have a show on that. So.
Oh my gosh. So that they make the chorizo in-house. I don't know if I've had chorizo that good anywhere else in the world. I'm not joking. It was so stinking yummy.
We open up the other Prosecco.
Are we going to drink that much?
We can. I'm asking you. Because you're on a roll here, as I say we keep going.
Oh, heavens to Betsy.
And then I can have Aperol.
All right.
Looks like we're going for a while here, my friends. So the architecture one. So Jocelyn, if we're trying to help her with her architecture, those little shorts are really good. I like how she did them. Here's one thing is whenever you do a short and you hold the camera yourself, they're never as good because you have to be the cameraman or the camerawoman and the speaker and the director. And it's easier if you just stand there talking and the camera does itself. So that's why I'm trying to figure out ways to do it with the self.
What I need to do is the little tiny tripod that we have, that gorilla tripod. I need to use that and hold it, and then maybe I won't look like quite such a buffoon. Yeah,
or actually just have it standing by itself.
Timothy, this right here, hang on, means to travel. Liz and I did do the Eats of Arizona video.
Liz, I need you to send me all the Arizona food stuff and Tucson B-roll things. Like, give me a bunch of stuff that I can use in the video so I can have it. Because I have them both cut.
Shit fire. Help.
What? It's already on the floor. Pour in my drink. There you go.
Dag nabbit.
Well, not all of it. I don't want the select that.
It wasn't shaken. What the heck?
It was stirred.
Oh, heck.
Shocking. It kind of exploded on her.
Oh.
Wasn't me. Whatever. This floor, they had Jello slime. If you ever go on Liam's channel, Liam Walters, he was making
it's hilarious.
Jello slime
With my niece.
Yeah. So
they were funny. I wonder if Brig will lick the carpet and get a little tipsy.
No, I don't think that's. Hoping to explore Palermo this time while based in Croatia. Oh, do a flyover?
Oh.
That might be a summer one because I don't know if they have the direct flights to Palermo from Croatia.
I always
outside of summer.
That might be kind of funky. Jonathan, thank you for the short on Athens.
It's helpful you pick it and then he knows because there could be lots of Jonathans.
My eye. You know what? I think I use this to wipe wallpaper and paste.
So if I'm blind and I'm wearing an eye patch, you all know what happened.
I have wallpaper paste in my hair. It was up and down my arm, on my leg. I had to change shirts. It's all over my skirt. I am a mess, y'all.
Exploring Sicily. So Francis, with Sicily, I went there with my parents years ago. So So actually, I think we just had started talking when I was there. It was right before we started talking.
It was. It was. You had just gotten back when we started.
Yeah, talking. So Sicily. So Palermo's okay for me. The highlights of Sicily. One is the Valley of the Temples. That's really cool. There's a train that goes through the center of the country. The Valley of the Temples is cool. They got to do that. The main square in Syracuse is really cool. And then if you go on the very northwest corner of the island, there's a big stone mountain-ish kind of thing, and there's a town on top of there that you want to go to. That's pretty cool. Like those are my favorites when you're there. You got to have the arancini, the rice balls with the meat inside, and the cheese. They're fantastic. That's a great thing.
Terry thinks she's worse.
No, Terry. No, you're not, Terry.
I haven't seen any of yours though, so maybe you're just smarter and don't put them out there for the world to see, right? Oh my gosh! All right, give me a minute. I'll be right back.
We have the Student Pointless Arrive Canada app to enter. Who's that, babe? To enter Canada. Did you have anything similar for anyone? Okay. So we had to do. Some countries did have that before, but now most of them kind of gotten rid of their contact tracing stuff. You might have to give some information, but it's no longer. There's not a lot of stuff like that around. Let's see. Yeah, she's not awful. She's getting better. She's getting better. Yes, please like the video if you do like them. We appreciate it. St. John's is beautiful. Just don't go to the one in New Brunswick. I've been there, actually. Okay, in recognition, for a first time in the UK, okay, so some of my favorite places to go, obviously London, Bath, Cambridge are all close by, easy to do, with Stonehenge when you go to Bath. York is my favorite place to go, favorite town, city, to go see that. Canterbury can also be a fun day trip when you're going to go someplace. If you're going to be there from March to May, I mean, you can get everywhere. You can go over to Wales to spend time there. There's a lot of great hiking in Wales to go see. You can get up to Scotland. I mean, you have a lot of options if you're going to be that long. Francis, you can actually just write me, Francis. Send me a DM, and we can kind of go through some more specific things. So we have that. So the gals, we had Aperol Spritz for my birthday. Thought of you, so good. Yes, Arizona Pride. I still have to release Arizona videos this fall on my channel. Yeah, so once you have those, so what I'll do is if I can get your B-roll stuff, I can put get that together, so then it can be in the waiting list. So when you're ready to have it come out, then we can switch the things back and forth. Weirdest thing you've eaten while traveling? Grubs, like worms, probably the weirdest thing. Oh, shit out potatoes in, yeah. In Lithuania, there's a thing called shit out potatoes in, which is the intestine. The shit's out, and they put the potatoes inside, so it's a potato sausage. But meat maybe hides the poop flavor a little bit more than that does, because it really did smell and taste like poop. So not really great. Oh, Francis, that is an awesome trip. The Cotswolds are amazing, by the way. If you go to Cotswold, I definitely would go there. New Mexico seems very underrated. Yeah, Santa Fe, Albuquerque is not as great. Santa Fe, Taos, up around there, in the north of New Mexico is great. I highly recommend that. You'll fly into Albuquerque, then go up to New Santa Fe. You can rent a car, or you can just get a Uber that'll take you up to Santa Fe. That's easier than trying to get into town, then taking the train up there. It's not worth it. Just go ahead and do the drive. The Uber one. Let's see. Here we go. Hot dogs, buns are New England style rolls. So if you're not sure what New England style roll is, it's just a hot dog bun, but it's split on the top as opposed to on the side. So it's weird. It definitely has a different flavor. And if we're going to be going with lobster rolls, you got to do lobster rolls on the split top, because that's way better. Because the hot dog ones, which I get at hotels sometimes in New England, because they're stacked up no, I guess. So Thomas, I will let Liam know. Actually, it was funny. Thomas, your sister Kathy has her new thing. And, and she also has the things that should have been made list. I feel like some of the things Liam have are some of those things that shouldn't be eaten or made. So I kind of think of you when we do those. Oh, yes. Hampton Court. Francis, you're looking at Hampton Court is really good if you want to go see the old palace before. That's actually Hampton Court is actually a good day trip from London, but you can get there from Oxford too. Let's see. I think I'm pretty in selfies since 99% of my pictures. Yeah, I've started to do more selfies of myself because no one takes pictures of me. And we're doing a lot of more podcasts again and doing a lot more interviews now. And they're like, oh, we need pictures of you and destinations. I'm like, I don't have any because no one I got plenty of my wife and kids. They're like, no, we need you. I'm like, I don't have any. So kind of need to work on that one. Yeah, Warwick isn't bad. I was there 15, 16 years ago. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Mark, I have ours made for today. Mark's arms are about 9 feet long, people. He's actually a gorilla that just walks with his arms on the ground. It's hilarious if you ever meet him in person. So, oh, yes, tripe. So my mom and I were talking about the gross foods you had. It wasn't just tripe, Mom. My mom and I had tripe soup in Romania. It was a traditional dish. You said you should have it, so I got it. And basically what it was is imagine they took like a pound of butter and melted it and then threw tripe in it and had it as a soup and gave it to you. That's exactly how it was, but it was horrible. Like our experience in Romania was so bad. We ended up leaving like 5 days early and just went to Salzburg in Austria because we got so tired of getting ripped off and the things being like underwhelming. So yeah. Thank you, Elise. I appreciate it. But also the food. Any of the food things you can think about? Because I only have a few of the things. It just jumped. So if I missed your text, your thing, I do apologize. Okay, Betty. Solo female traveling to Barcelona. I'll be traveling abroad alone for the first time. Any suggestions? Honestly, have one of the purses with the little wire thing in the strap if you're going to do that. Just so people can't cut it and take it. Because honestly, Barcelona is like the pickpocket capital of Europe. So you want to be careful, like La Rambla or on the metro and stuff.
I disagree. Don't take a purse to La Rambla.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can do that too. But
for me personally, when we go to those places, specifically in Barcelona, one of those little under the clothing belly bags or whatever, they're not usually my jam, but that's the one place I very much, they are like accomplished pickpockets at La Rambla. So, and God, why
well, you just see people.
Yeah, you can watch it happen.
Cops do nothing.
The police do nothing there because it is so rampant. They can't really. I mean, whatever. Although I think whatever doesn't matter. I don't even take a bag there. And if I took a bag, well, I just wouldn't take a bag. That's the end.
I need to get my plug real quick.
So be careful. Be aware of that. Let's see what else. Harriet and Jim, you were in Maine recently. How was the water temperature? Oh, we didn't get in the water. It's Maine. It's always pretty chilly. I would have guessed that it probably would have been fresh, where, you get in and after about 3 minutes, you're either numb enough or you're used to it enough that it's okay. But we did not get in the water in Maine. You did go swimming in a pool, but that's quite a bit different, right?
Well, I went in the water. It wasn't as cold as I thought it was going to be, but it's not something I would stay in. Like, there was nobody in the water at the beach.
Not getting in the dang water. All right. So Mark Finley says, I have 4 shirts with zippered chest pockets. I love them when traveling. So I'm going to comment on that. I actually have a few pairs I have like tennis skirts and a couple of different shorts that have hidden little zipper pockets that you really can't see. And if you can find things.
Well, if you look hard.
And if you can find things with zip pockets, those are always great, especially those zip pockets that are like in the seam that you can't really see. That's fantastic.
Didn't you have a bag that was really good with
okay. Brahmini would be my best bet, I assume, correct. So yeah, you can do that. There's a joke about boob sweat and money, but we're not going to go there.
It's not the
yeah.
main channel. This is Walter's World Shorts. You can do what you want. It's Walter's World. You got to keep it PG.
Anyway, but the one that hangs around your neck is usually the one that is most accessible. Like you can kind of just whip it out and whip it out. I know my mother-in-law Kathy wears. She has different ones that go under clothing. Just kind of Google it and see what you think is best for you personally. That's the thing. Night gals. See y'all later. All right, hang on. Liberty and Justice. Jocelyn, in Athens, do you recommend a taxi to hotel after a late evening dinner for 2 ladies? Depends on where you're eating and B, where you're going. My friend Sandra and I walked around. We stayed literally across the street from the new Acropolis Museum, and we ate in that sort of like the Plaka area. We didn't go like as far as Montserrat or anything for dinner. And I felt fine. Athens is pretty good. They have a lot of police out just in general. I never really, knock on wood, I don't see them doing anything. Like they're usually not having to curtail any bad stuff. Athens has some pickpockets. And they're kind of everywhere. And I don't mean everywhere like it's saturated. I mean like they're not in one specific place. Like in Barcelona,
La Rambla.
They're in La Rambla, right? Like in Florence, they're right outside the Duomo. But in Athens, it's kind of just like sporadic wherever. That's the worst thing that could happen, generally speaking. I'm not saying other things don't happen, but generally speaking, that's all you have to worry about. So there are 2 of you. Tomati tessera, as we say in Greek, your eyes for 2 in front, 2 in back. And you don't have to have your head on swivel. Pay attention. When you see people giving each other, like, pickpockets work in pairs and they triangulate. And they'll be like sending signals to each other. I want all of you on here to start watching Asphalt Anthropology. Beverly does a whole lot of stuff on Instagram. She's got a lot of shorts and stuff. She has a background in like MMA, different fighting and things like that, and self-defense. But what her focus is not just like physical self-defense, but it's just like awareness and trying to figure out things for yourself so that you know better, so you never have to fight. Like that's the last thing you ever want to have to do, right? So follow her.
Also, I would say for your kids and for your teenagers and your college students, kids that are going to go travel, trafficking. I mean, it's not taken isn't everywhere, but it is something that you might want to be aware of. And that's not something that just happens in Europe or South. That's something that happens here in the U.S.
It happens here a lot.
Yeah, like that's why you got to make sure, like, if you notice people are like, why are they taking pictures of that person? Like, you want to make sure you're keeping your eyes open. I mean, that's why when I go around, people are like, why do you look so intense, or why are you staring? I'm like, because something's not right here. Like, like, be aware. And if you see something that's odd, be like, this is the U.S. You can be like, hey, what the hell you doing, man? And they'll be like, what? Nothing. And you're like, all right, kid, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So Harriet has a hard time finding pants with pockets that have zippers. Where can you find them? I have a couple.
Michael Jackson fan store.
Well, true.
I bet they have them.
I have a couple that I got from Athleta. I think that's how you pronounce that. Anyway, there's one that they say are specifically for travel, whatever, but they have some good zippers, or they have like pockets down low on like the thigh that are sort of invisible. They just look like a seam, but it's actually a real pocket. Those are really good.
For guys, I don't know.
REI has some too.
I think these are all right shorts.
These?
I don't know.
We'll stand up and we'll look.
Boop. Luckily, German Harriet's comment is hiding my butt crack.
I don't see the thing. I think these are from Duluth, actually. honey, turn around. I'm like, I don't know. I don't see that. There's not like it's in there somewhere. We'll find it. Duluth Trading Company also makes some good ones. The thing is, with a lot of Duluth stuff, it's more like clothing for hiking or like outdoorsy stuff. So I'm not always comfortable wearing that like in a city because I think it makes you look a little touristy. Part of the thing with not being a target for pickpockets and like unsavory people is not looking like a tourist, and so that helps. I have a safety video on like I made in Beijing a long time ago, like 9 years ago. Anyway, that had some stuff about not looking like a tourist, and part of that is like when you're carrying around like a bunch of junk, like, from one place to another, if you have like just a grocery bag from a local grocery store, at the very least, you can look like an expat. You look like someone that lives there because you have this very local thing, right? Another way is I buy clothes when we travel. So I very rarely shop in the States, mostly because I love buying clothes as my souvenir, right? It's kind of fun. But I also then wear it there and I look like somebody there. Like in Italy this summer, women from the age of like 35 and up were wearing these beautiful like knee length or T-length cotton dresses of varying design, right? But I ended up buying 4 of them. I fell in love with them. They fit me really well. They all except one had pockets. And
Yeah, she's big on pockets.
Yeah. Pockets in the dress.
Anyway, you heard about the one. I'm like, it's got pockets. You have to buy it. It's like, I don't know. I'm like, it has pockets.
But
you were freaking buying that dress.
Everywhere I went, people would come to me and ask if I spoke Italian. Can I give them directions? And I'm like, I speak a little Italian, but I'm American. What do you need? And they're like, well, I need directions. And they're looking at me like, can you help with that? I'm like, sure, no problem. Because I knew Rome, right?
Yeah.
Like I can help with that.
And Francis, the big girl stuff, can I blend in? Hey, I'm a big boy. You can still blend in.
Yes,
because it's not necessarily, it's not just what you're wearing, but it's
how you wear it.
How you wear it, but how you are. Because if you're comfortable in your location, like you look comfortable, like that dude looks comfortable. He knows what's going on. I'll ask him. Because people ask me all the time. And look, I can't go anywhere. People don't go, you're not from here. Doesn't matter where I am. You're not from here. But I want to come and ask your big old booty, where are the places to go? Because we get that all the time. People ask us all the time where to go.
Yeah.
And and so that's just, it's more the comfort level. That's why we always talk about, like, do your research beforehand. I actually did a podcast today with Kristen Wilson. It's called the Badass Digital Nomad. And Kristen's super cool. She actually works with Culture Shock. If companies need their employees to go abroad, she works with them to help them not freak out. Yeah. Good talk. It won't come out till like December, but yeah, podcasts are funny. Like record now and you're like, just like it'll be anywhere from now in December. I'm like, no, February. But no, it's like I forgot where I was going with this. Sorry.
I don't know, but blending in and how you.
Mark, you can blend in Scandinavia, my friend.
Yeah, Denmark. Go straight to Denmark. You're fine.
Norway, Sweden, you're too tall. But Denmark, Norway, you'd be just fine.
Mm. So,
sorry. You find yours. I'll answer this one. So go scroll through and find out what you want. So Moshe talking about H&M. They fit in just fine. Also had a shop for over an hour in H&M in Dublin. Yeah. So when I used to live in Berlin, I would actually just block. When I used to live in Germany, because it was like $5 for a shirt, I would go buy whatever. So all of my wardrobe was H&M. It fell apart after 6 months, but that's all I had. And then I got too big for H&M and Zara. But those really
they're
good.
A little bit better in the women's for.
Yeah. Well, Zara stuff survived. So like as I lived in Europe longer and Zara got bigger, like because when I lived in Germany, it was usually all H&M toward the last year of my 2.5 years there. I started going more Zara. When I was in Portugal, it was all Zara. That's all I got, like, except for underwear. Underwear, H&M had decent underwear. So I will buy underwear at H&M. I love them.
So because those stores have kind of come to the U.S., it's a little bit easier. You can also order things online. And if I'm not very good at helping the men with this, but ladies' clothing.
Is that why I look so bad all the time?
No, honey.
Oh, it's because I only wear Walter's World gear.
Yeah, well, whatever. You distracted me. So with ladies' clothing, if any of
That's
you
why
have
you wanna click on
questions
those.
about ladies' clothing, go ahead and DM me. I'm best at responding to DMs on Instagram because the Facebook ones, I have weird filters and they don't always get through. So
Yeah, and that's one thing is we should say, like, sorry to our Facebook stuff, because Facebook's integration is
pathetic.
And what's funny is since the Walter's World and the Superheroes is technically business pages, it's actually we get less stuff than if we would have had like we just set up a group as friends and it was like a normal page. So it's amazing how less connected we actually get through that. So we apologize if you don't hear from us, because a lot of will go to the third party, because there's like, if you ever notice, you actually have like your DMs from friends, DMs from others, and then there's like, maybe you might want to see this one day. And so I'll get
I don't even see that.
and I don't find all that. I find it occasionally. So I'll find people that wrote me like 3 years ago. I'm like, I'm sorry.
That's embarrassing.
Like, I'm sorry. Like sometimes, but what's weird is sometimes they'll actually come through later on. So I'll be like, wait, they wrote me in 2017 and 16. And I didn't reply. That I replied back to them in 2022 when they wrote again. I'm like, I'm sorry.
So when it comes to ladies' clothing, please DM me, and I can at least like give you some websites that might help, and I can kind of get into it. There's something I want to answer
This one?
Francis's question there, yeah. So I can maybe help with that. Francis says, my layover this fall is in Amsterdam, 3.5 hour layover. Slightly concerned, but thought it was a good amount of time. I know AMS has been nuts this summer.
You're
Thoughts?
fine. You're fine.
Good.
You're fine. It's only getting into the airport if you're departing from there originally. If it's a transfer, I went through. It took the 45 minutes to an hour to
I
go through
think
passport.
you got a little faster than some people, because I have seen some stuff where it was taking a couple hours for transfers, but that's the height of June and July travel. So in the fall, you've got a lot less people because, kids are in school and whatever. And so there's a lot less people traveling. And I think that is going to be a big thing.
So Liz from Means to Travel, who you should totally check out because she's amazing. Good choices in husbands too. She says, my personal takeaway is that if you want to blend in, just focus on purchasing clothing that is more tailored to your body. And that is true, because you'll see
your body.
Because it's not just, I make this joke with my students. I tell them, like, look, if you're going to be getting like your suit for your job interview, don't go get the off the rack from H&M, because you look like you're taking your dad's suit because it's made for a standard body size.
For some people, it might look like that. Other people might fit well.
It might fit well, but getting that
Try
tailored
it on and
suit,
look in the mirror.
getting something that's fit for you, like, because some people, like, I have a long waist, so even if I get like 2X or 3X shirts, they're still too short. Like, I'm like, I know I got a big belly, but come on, like, what's going on? And so you want to make sure the fitting's right, because that's the thing, is that look like you fit in is sometimes just got the right fit.
Liz and I have talked about this quite a lot because we have very similar body shapes. Like, I mean, some people, are I'm very short waisted. I have, for being as short as I am, I have kind of long legs and very short.
Her legs and my legs are the same length. I'm 5'11 and a half, and she's 5'4.
That's something, right? So these high-waisted jeans are horrible. They literally come up to under my breasts, like, and I can't breathe in them because they're squeezing my ribs, literally my ribs. So finding something that fits me personally and appropriately makes you're right, Eliz. It just what fits your body, and also when you feel comfortable in your clothing, you feel more confident, and confidence means something. I mean,
because
it's easy to say
through.
Walk around with confidence, but like, what makes you feel confident? And often it's, if I look good that day, I feel good, and when I look like crap, I don't feel very good.
So Imir likes cheese. We like cheese too.
I'm so glad.
But I'm going to guess there'll be some weird comments after this. So Mark, if you could take care of that for me. Philippe, come on, Philippe, where'd you go? Oh, that was Francis. Oh, why did you not? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to lose you. Francis, I love buying dresses and leggings, multiple outfits, a lot more room to pack.
Yes, absolutely. Very good. That's
that'll
what
help.
we do too.
Dang it.
There it
Okay,
is.
so current requirements, Italy and Greece, you don't have to test. You just have, if you're vaccinated and you got your booster, you just upload that and you're good to go. As of right now. Those things change, but just as of right now.
There, the one that Philippe And you were
Yeah, that was what I was trying to get to. So, Philippe, I also end up buying a lot of clothes when I'm traveling in Europe. I only pack a little and then buy stuff there, especially shoes. I end up with some unique things. That's what Jocelyn does. Like, Jocelyn doesn't buy any clothes in the U.S. Like, okay, what's that one thing your friends always have parties for?
Cabbie.
She gets the
I
cabbie
buy
stuff.
their pants because they fit me well, because they're not super high-waisted, and they've really great jackets.
Yeah. So she has those. But then otherwise, like that's why we have all these fashion videos from this summer, because I'm like, go ahead and buy. You don't buy. We haven't gone to Europe in 3 years. You haven't bought any new clothes in 3 years. So go ahead, have fun. That's no big deal.
Yeah.
I know for me, when I was thinner, I never bought clothes in the U.S. I would go wait for my trips to Europe, and then I'd buy all my stuff there
In Germany.
because Germany had my size.
Or
Sweden,
Scandinavia.
I can still get clothes in my size in Scandinavia because there's some big Vikings up there.
Yeah, but Portugal, like Mark had never, even when you were like super skinny, because you're just really broad.
Yeah.
And like barrel chested, and they just don't make clothes like that in Portugal for whatever reason. Why are we talking about cheese so much? I mean, I'm totally cool with it. Good night.
Because Embrewer is has got us all talking about cheese and they're drinking it. See, it paid off. It paid off. You brought the cheese, and now we're all talking about cheese. See, you don't have to troll with mean stuff. You can just say I like cheese, and then all of a sudden you take over the whole conversation. That's how you troll. Imbuber, you are. I guess it's a new way of saying imbiber. You're the new troll.
Maybe they're just imbuing cheese.
True. Direct tap it into your veins. Nice. Oh, all right, Sue. Night, 5 a.m. comes too quick. I'm off. Thank you for remembering. Hey, no problem, Sue. Good to have you on here. We missed you. So good to hear you. Hear from you. Let's see it. Yeah. Plus size are hard to find in Europe, honestly, except for Scandinavia, Germany. I have Eastern Europe. I do have a better shot, but like Italy, I don't even look.
I know what my size is in Italy, and it always makes me sad because it makes me feel a lot bigger than I am. But and Italian sizes are not the same as the rest of Europe. Like that's a thing. And it's like I'm 8 number sizes bigger in Italy than I am in France or Portugal, and that irritates me. But you know what? I don't really care. Whatever I put on, if it fits me well and it makes me happy, then that's what's important.
Yeah, so Laura says, I found that if I'm comfortable in my clothes and show a positive vibe, I'll walk around free of local pets. Yeah, because you're confident. Because that's the thing is now, I had this a conversation about a thing today, is comparing my travels from 30 years ago to today is completely different. Because now you never know. That person that doesn't look like they're from Italy might have lived in the last 10 years as a digital nomad or as a entrepreneur or whatever. So you don't know anymore. So people, it's the confidence that really shows that I'm from there. And so you feel better. So, I love when people try to pronounce my name. So, how do we say it? Can you spell it phonetically for it? Is it M, the letter, by Uber? M by Uber? Wait, is your name M? And then Uber?
By Uber.
Oh,
Uber? Like
I'm
by Uber.
So, who owns Uber? I'm by Uber.
Or maybe they're by.
Oh, yeah.
And they're Uber by.
Okay, that works. Works for me.
I don't know. Or maybe it's a French last name.
I have no idea. You're killing us, man. Well, he's got is that Roblox? No, it's not Roblox. Is that Minecraft? I can't tell.
I have no idea.
Sorry, my friend. See, you've just by saying you like cheese, you've taken over everything. See, you're gonna go places. I have 100% confidence. Good marketing. Okay, in Europe, I like to find a cafe near where I'm staying to go every morning. Creates a routine. Off the staff recognize you. You feel like a local.
Yes.
It's true. And here's the crazy thing.
That's huge.
If you go back to that place a year later, they still remember you.
There's a place in Vicenza that I've been gone for 2 years, and the lady, like
3 years, 19 to 22
years. So the first morning, the lady kind of cocked her head at me, and
I
ordered in Italian, with my crappy accent, and she got me my drink, and then I kind of goofed because I ordered and paid at the thing, and then I went and sat outside. And the next morning I came in and she's like, you want to sit outside? I was like, yeah. And she's like, so I went, because it's different prices. If you stand at the counter and get your drink, or if you sit down, they're different prices. So I went and sat outside and she brought me what I wanted and whatever. And it was fine. And I read my book, but I did that every day for I don't think I did it every of our 10 days,
Okay, you did it at least 8.
8.
No, 9.
I didn't the
9.5 of the 10 days.
I might have gone at a different time.
You were like multiple
Once or
times
twice.
sometimes. On the
I
same day.
did do a few. Anyway, and I went there once with Nando's mom and Nando's and Elena's daughter. And so like they know I'm with locals and whatever. And she knew me. Like after the first day, she's like, I remember you. I was like, yeah, thanks.
Well, then we have the place in Le Vache Cloisonné in Paris. And
we
there
just call them.
We just called. They're like, hey,
from America.
From America. They're like,
we're gonna be there in 3 days. Can we make reservations? They're
Yeah.
like, yep.
And the thing is the
Walters,
yeah,
yep.
the lady that's like the hostess and waiter there, we've had her since probably 2017, 16. And the guy we had,
shoot, I think it's longer than that.
No, her. But then the guy before, whose brother owns the place, or he's the whatever, he was our waiter before. And that's her brother-in-law, I think. I'm not sure. Like, there's a relation somewhere. But then we hadn't seen him since probably 2014, 15. He was the guy we had, the crazy hair guy.
The crazy hair.
You were, I was with my mom, and so because I kept, he's like,
oh, he was there.
He was there when because she was there the first time.
I know her, and I feel like I've known her forever.
Yeah. So he's like, you used to come here years ago. So I'm like, guys, like, yeah, so and so told me to say that here's the free stuff because they give us free shots. He's like, yeah, I remember you used to come here all the time. He's like, don't you have like 2 kids too? I'm like, yeah. He's saying, your wife? I'm like, yeah, they didn't come on this trip with my mom. She's like, yeah. He's like, your husband's still alive too? He's like, yeah, grandpa's still there. She's like, that's great. Like, he remembered us from like Easter of 2013 or something, so it was cool because like
we've seen him since then.
Well, 16 was probably the last time we saw
when
him.
Were we there at Easter?
16.
Okay, 16 was probably the last time we saw him.
So,
geez, that's 6 years. But also, I think we make an impression, and I'm not trying to toot our horn. I'm trying to say this so that there you go. I am saying this so that everyone that everyone else knows how to do this. Make an impression by being courteous, by using as much of the local language as you possibly can. Even if you screw it up, that's a big thing. I think that being polite and having a conversation with the people who work there, that's a huge thing. Even if it's just like, how are you today? And actually giving a crap how they are, like, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that, because America, we say, how are you? And it's just kind of like, hi. And
but then they do that in French, ça va, ça va. And they're like, why do you do that? I'm like, well, you do the same thing, ça va.
But if we say, how are you? They're like, oh, it's been a bad day. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. When you get off, here's an extra €5 tip. Have a cocktail on me. Like, just something like that makes something really huge for somebody else. So make an impression with your kindness and they'll remember you. And you know what? I don't know how many free cocktails we've gotten or coffees or just, my kids get to go back in the kitchen and see how the chefs work or, whatever. Those little acts of kindness mean something to everyone. I'm off my soapbox now.
There you go. So Derek, Mr. Means to Travel, if you want to find him on Instagram. Though I haven't seen him a lot lately on the gram. It's actually just the big cheese lobby trolling every live stream on YouTube to drive more cheese eating. Oh, I'm by Uber. I see.
Oh, funny.
Your last name is Camembert, right? That's the French side of it.
That's funny.
That
ain't no French, Philippe says.
It was a name made by my 6-year-old self when I tried to spell I am Builder. So now how unique it is. That's cool, man. That's cool. I love it.
Builder.
I love you. I love it, man. Yeah, give me all the cheeses. They're all good.
Je n'ai pas parlé français. Je suis idiote.
Je parle seulement fromage, cheese. Hey, I'm by Uber. Thank you, man. You made the night, man. Thanks, dude.
We're having a really good time. I want Cheez-Its.
I think we have. There's some in the car.
All I've eaten today is an unwich from Jimmy John's.
But it was a good unwich.
Yeah, but it didn't have cheese on it. Who the hell makes a sandwich without freaking cheese?
It was supposed to have cheese on it.
I didn't taste
said cheese in the.
Oh, it wasn't good cheese.
What was that? It was like white shredded cheese in there. Didn't you see it?
That was lettuce, you dingbat.
Oh, that was the lettuce.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think they read. They're like, it already has lettuce. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't have lettuce.
Hey, Mark, it says, every time I try to speak Italian, they would answer me in English. Little discouraging. Let me tell you this. Okay. That happens in all the major tourist sites. And guess what? It doesn't happen in tiny little towns. And sometimes they'll answer me in English and I still continue on in Italian because you know what? Eventually they give up. Mark speaks fluent Italian. Like, okay, you're close. Mark speaks really freaking good Italian for anyone not Italian. Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I'll give that to you.
All right.
If you don't speak Italian, I sound like I speak Italian.
So Mark is speaking Italian in Sorrento, and everyone's speaking English back, and he just continues on and continues on. And I can only continue on for a couple lines because my Italian is pretty limited. Mark's is not, and he just keeps going. And eventually they're like, where are you from? And why do you keep speaking Italian? You know? And he's like, in Italian, he replies, well, I'm American, but, and he explains, you know, our ties to Italy and whatever. So I prefer to speak in Italian.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I'm in Italy. Why wouldn't I speak Italian? So you just keep trying.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite lines. Well, if you speak enough, like I will say, it's like, we're in Italy, so don't you speak Italian in Italy, right? And they're like, well, yeah, but we're so. It's just where there's lots of like Paris, Amalfi Coast, Rome. They'll just because for them, there's so many tourists coming through. It's like I don't have time to humor you with your crappy Italian. Even if it's good Italian, I understand.
Small towns, they'll be happy.
Yeah, small towns, they're like, oh,
they get excited.
How much free stuff have we gotten around the world? Like Italian, German, Portuguese, Spanish, Lithuanian, French. Oh. Gosh,
if people get so excited, you always get a little extra snack at the dinner table, or an extra cocktail, or an extra
little extra cheese. I'm by Uber.
Extra cheese.
Extra cheese. You still here?
My love language.
Yes.
Sweet. Have you been to France a lot? Because you know.
Well, she's been everywhere.
I know, but
she's that kind of gal.
French cheeses are my
night, Eric. Love you, buddy.
Bonsoir. Kalimita, other than Greek cheese. Like that feta my dad had yesterday.
Oh, that was good. I don't know where he got that. That was good.
Nabbit. And he didn't like it very much. He's like, I'm not sure I like it.
Well, he doesn't go to Italy enough or Greece enough. Sorry. I need to get more ice. Sorry.
Well, he can't anymore.
I know. So tell us, Reiser, Kathy wants to go to Leipzig, and I felt handicapped not speaking German. So Leipzig is the only place where I actually had to have a physical altercation to protect a friend of mine who was Polish from a German guy attacking him. And here's how great it was, is that when I saved him from getting his butt kicked, the person that hosted the party that I had at was mad at me because I broke up the fight. And she was so mean. And then later on...
Wait, I'm sorry.
So Greg, the Polish guy...
No, I was putting people in my head.
Yeah, so this guy was like, attacked him in the not in the bar, in the apartment thing. And I grabbed the guy and pinned him to the wall because he was like going to stab him. Like he had like forks and stuff. And back to the wall. Guy kicks me in the balls. So I'm holding him like, no, man, you're out of here. You're out of here. Got him kicked out. He goes and his buddy leaves. And then the lady who was hosting was all mad at me and she wanted to kick me out too. And I'm like, what the hell? You know, and this
I got kicked in
like I was a college student at the time. So I'm like, I ain't got nowhere to go. It's like 3 a.m. Like, what the hell? And so the party wraps up, crash the next morning, we're up, and I have like picked up stuff and everything. And she's like not talking to me. And I don't know. I was like, I stopped Greg from getting stabbed. I'm kind of confused. So we're leaving the next morning. We go to the train station and she is just not talking, all mad. Like, I hate this guy a lot. And she's talking to my buddy Greg, who's her friend. Like, that's how we know it. And then Greg's like, do you realize that guy was going to stab me? She's like, what? It's like, that guy was going to stab me. And Mark stopped him from stabbing. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, don't even talk to me, lady. I was like, whatever. Bye. You know, it's like, that's Leipzig.
Our cheese friend left.
What?
Goodbye, Cheesy.
Bye. I'm by Uber.
Mashe says camembert with some dried apricots and pecans.
That's good. And if you get the camembert warm and it's melty, and actually here's one. It's messy as hell, but if you get like the bigger dried apricots and you use that as your scoop instead of like bread, or you scoop the bread with that and then put the dried apricot on top and then eat it.
And
but you will definitely
Harriet
poop
and
later.
Jim think that we should totally have a cheese and wine party.
Didn't we have one of those?
I'm having wine. Oh, we did something.
We did it before.
Halloween we did something ish. I'll get you some ice. Sure.
Thanks, babe. You know who the best is? You. So I have not been to the hot springs in Greece. Have you been to the hot springs? So we haven't been, so we can't tell you one way or the other, my friend.
Honest to God, I didn't even know there were hot springs in Greece. I mean, other than the Reki that I imbibe.
Bobby, you should make a custom multiple cheese emoji after night. We should. You're right. We should do that. I know. Like, so a lot of the people that are on here are members and patrons on YouTube and are members on YouTube and are patrons on Patreon. And YouTube is now going to be changing some of the stuff they do with the kind of patrons and members kind of stuff. So there's going to be changes coming to our memberships. So emojis will change, like benefits will change. Probably what's going to happen is like the $2 thing will probably not be part of the live feed anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, so it'll be like the $5 one and up will be the live feed, and then the $2 is just the emojis.
Sucks, how dare they?
Yeah, and I have a meeting next week. No, or is it this Friday? I have to look. It's either this Friday or next week about it. And so there might be some changes coming. Just to let you all know with that. But I've got to let. I have to
we'll
talk
let
to
you
them.
know when we know what they
Yeah,
are.
like that. That's just it. It was one of those things where they're like, oh, hey, by the way, you should think about this. Which means we're going to do this, so whether you like it or not. So there might
We'll
be
see what the end result is, though, because sometimes they've thrown stuff out and it's been something a little different than we expected.
Yeah,
so.
like now you have like the super thanks, not on the shorts channel because it's not monetized. You have the other ones. You'll see a little heart that you can do and send money, so you can do that. So there's all kinds of stuff. Anyway.
Okay. Oh, no, I
don't put Betty in a timeout.
I just hit the wrong button. It's
yes,
fine now.
Betty, you can survive in Barcelona even though you don't like seafood.
But
it's
Betty,
very easy.
I want to tell you something. When you're on the coast, your dislike of seafood might change. So just order the right thing and ask somebody local what their favorite dish is. And find out if it has things in it that you like other than the seafood. And see if maybe it might just be awesome, because I really hated fish. I would eat all the seafood, like, shrimp and crab and oysters as a child, right? Yeah, all the shellfish and whatnot, and octopus and squid. But I hated fish. And then I moved to the coast, and I was like, oh, like fish. I eat fish all the time. And now that I live back in the Midwest, I'm miserable eating fish because it's frozen and it's crappy. Or it is
crappy. Crappy. Jinx.
So anyway, you owe me a Coke.
That's right.
I also found out that most of the fish I ate as a child was catfish. No wonder I hated fish.
So here's the thing. I like catfish. We used to fish for catfish and I would eat it. And then I married her, and her disdain for catfish infected me. So now I can't eat it.
No, it's just that.
Also, I'm not allowed to listen to U2 or REM or anything.
You can listen to them. I just don't listen to them.
Yes.
I listen to REM occasionally.
Okay, REM.
I don't like
U2.
I don't like U2.
So to see U2 in concert, I actually bought nice tickets for my friend for his birthday.
I bought you Who
No,
tickets.
You didn't.
I bought you Who tickets.
Yeah, don't even be
I
like
bought
that.
you YouTube tickets. I suck.
Okay, Harry, with an Apple travel
question.
question. Any suggestion of finding an unlocked Android phone or an Apple iPhone for international SIM cards when traveling? Okay, so here's one thing. What you have to realize is you buy your phone direct from AT&T or T-Mobile, actually, you can ask them if they have an unlocked model. Most of the time, they're not going to have it, just let you know. You can go to Best Buy and try to buy one. They probably don't have it unlocked. So what you do,
Samsung, you can get them.
You buy it straight from Samsung. You drive straight from Apple. And honestly, now they're basically the same price. And then it's unlocked no matter what. Now, your AT&T Care or your Verizon Care might not work. You have to check on that. But like, for example, Liam stole it, so I don't have it now. But my Samsung Galaxy, I bought that direct from Samsung so it could be unlocked so I could change the chip anytime I wanted when I traveled. I don't actually use it anymore like that way, but I have it just in case. And you can do that. The thing is, it's like Androids are a lot easier to change the chips. Apple sometimes a little bit more difficult. But if you buy it from a carrier, it's going to be locked and you can't do anything. Also, sometimes phone companies will offer what's called a duo SIM card. So you can put your normal SIM card in, and then you can have the extra country one to put in to have that. And so you can have your international and your home one. so people from home can still call you, and people that have that international number that you have will work there. Because here's one thing I got to tell you: is buying a chip in every single country you go to is not economical, but it's super annoying. Like I pay the $10 a day just to get the same phone calls. I'm like, look, I don't want to have to switch and tell people because my mom, my poor mother, like I get on her phone and I want to call. Like I know where my phone is. I got to call it. I look. She's got Mark USA, which is not my phone now. It's my old USA phone number. Then she has Mark Champagne, which is here. And then she's got Mark Poland, Mark UK, Mark Germany, Mark Portugal, Mark Lithuania. I think did I say Poland already? There's like 7 or 8 different numbers on there for her to like find me. It's like, just the one number. Just the one number. Yeah, it was a photo party. It was a college party, and they invited like homeless guys and all kinds of stuff. And it just the homeless guy had actually stolen all of their silverware and was trying to stab him with her cutlery. It was a crazy night. Night, Finleys. Hope you're doing well. I'm over. Night, my friend. Cheese forever.
Oh, wait, look.
Oh, Jocelyn, wait. I'm over. Wait, don't go. Jocelyn's getting cheese just to show you.
I literally have a plate full of cheese. The light is very bad.
See, we got cheese.
A plate full
just
of
for you.
cheese.
See how you really control this night.
Wait,
You are the true winner tonight.
We don't even know you. Oh, crunchy.
So, Pedro Portillo, what is your most extreme travel story by Sherman? Did you do the dog who has not been around the entire time because you don't love me anymore, Brig? What is your most extreme travel story by Sherman? I mean, did you run in the Bulls, the Gloucester Cheese Race? So actually, I was at the Running of Bulls in Piñas Cola. I love saying the name. And you could actually go down, and I didn't run with them, but I saw a guy's skull get cracked open. And then when we went down to the waterfront, like the bulls would like chase after people and like fall into the water. It was horrible. And I went up, and they have all these cages and stuff, and the steel cages and stuff. And I was near the steel cage, and the steel cage is like here, if you can see. And the horn came in like here, and it was like, whoa! I'm like, woo! And I backed up. I'm like, I'm good. Some guys had to get cracked open and almost got gored. I'm done. Bye. Yeah, I think I was like 30 at the time. And I'm like, nope. I'm done.
That was just before we.
Yeah, that was at Dave's wedding. The one I officiated.
You were older than 30 because we were married.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't married. No, not Dave's wedding. It was 2009, so it was right before we got married. Yeah, well, whatever. That's right. Big Cheese wins. Big Cheese always wins. Mark's still here. Terry has to work in the morning. Yeah, with her crazy hours, 4 days a week.
Working.
Night, Darian. Hope you're doing well, my friend. See? Mm-hmm. Oh. Italian American Resident says, patrons and members chat, how am I here if I'm not either? So we did the first hour, just the members and patrons, and then we opened it up for the second hour. We're finishing our second hour, so I thought we'd have more people come in. And it's not on our main channel. It's on the Walter's World Shorts that really limits the number of people that actually get to come in. So I'm glad you're here. So if you have any questions, my Italian American Renaissance, which I know comments occasionally, feel free to throw some questions out. Wow, all kinds of cheese.
This is for the dog. And we should have some too. But I had to get some
What's the dog cheese?
Plain old cheddar.
What's it?
But this is that stuff from Costco that I love.
Cheese.
The Beamster aged whatever stuff. It is like gold.
Why are you tripping? We're team carry on, my friend.
Although often I pack a carry-on and I check it because we have a tiny little flight from our regional airport to Atlanta and then Atlanta to wherever. My bag often has to be gate checked, even though it is an international carry-on size. So sometimes it's just easier to do that because by the time I get through the border control and everything, it's actually already there waiting for me. So I don't really mind doing that. However, this summer, because things are kind of crazy, carry on all the way.
Have you seen the message I sent before I said night? No, I did not. Hopefully it was good and nice. Like any true cheese fanatic from the big cheese companies would be. Okay, Daniel, I have a day and a half in Memphis. How would you spend it? Okay, you got to go to the National Civil Rights Museum. Like that, there's no question. First and foremost, you have to go there. That's where Martin Luther King was actually assassinated. You have to go there. That is one of the most moving museums in the United States. You have to go, have to go, have to go. That's one. Two, go to the Bass Pro Shop, which is the pyramid on the river. And there's actually you can take an elevator up and see the view of the city from there. It's kind of cool. But the Bass Pro Shop has the Bass Pro Shop. It has a shooting range in it, a hotel in it. Also, there's alligators inside. So you can do that. That's kind of a funny thing that everyone takes people to. But you got to go to Beale Street. You got to go to Beale Street and listen to blues music, live music on Beale Street during the day, during the night. See the kids doing the back flips and front flips on the street. Fantastic. The big ass beers for whatever, $10 or $5 or whatever. Good times. Good times are had.
Good times.
Good times. Children are made there, so be careful. If someone offers you a blue drink,
that's 32 ounces.
It's 32 ounces and you don't want children, do not drink it.
But if you want babies,
go for it. It works.
I also like Graceland, and I don't know that you need to go see the planes and the cars and all that, but Graceland's a pretty damn cool place. If you have any,
it's not cheap.
It's
way freaking expensive.
But so my background's in architecture and design and stuff, and man, that place is cool. This is just, it's like stepping back in time, and it's kind of awesome.
Hey, Mary Ellen. I don't have any particular hotels in London. Because you know I go to London. I always stay with friends. I mean, it's been 20 years of staying with the same friend.
I've never stayed in a hotel in London.
Yeah. So, parking in Reykjavik. Okay, so when we were there last time, it wasn't that bad. But now
it's gotten worse.
It's gotten worse. Wherever you're going to stay, ask them if they have parking or where should you park. Because they'll have someplace they can tell you where to go.
Hand that to the dog.
To help them.
Good boy.
Liberty and Eustace.
I think it's Justice, dumbass.
Eustace. He's Lithuanian.
Maybe he is.
Maybe. You don't know. Don't judge. Don't judge.
But maybe it's just liberty and justice. Girl!
Not everyone can spell well, like myself. If it's not in a word.
Maybe they're just making a play on that person's name.
Ooh, it could be. Could be. Their name could be Liberty.
Duh.
Anyway, Libby. Elizabeth. It's Elizabeth. It's Elizabeth.
I love you so much.
That's right. I really appreciate your tip on getting euros from a local bank before the trip. Yeah. That's one thing is like, so on our main channel, we had a video today talking about money when you go abroad. And just having like, because a lot of people get really worried they don't have some cash before they go. So if you talk to your local bank, tell them where you're going to go, they can get you that currency. The thing is, it's not something like, oh, we're going on Friday and it's Thursday. Let's see if they have it. Mm-mm. Unless you're in a big city, they might have euros. They're not going to have something else. But if you know, like, let's say we're going to go to Brazil for Thanksgiving, right? Yeah, we can ask, hey, even my parents did that. They were in a small town in Illinois at a little small local bank. Like, hey, we're going to go to Brazil in a few months. Could you get us some reais? And they got reais, but it takes time for them to get it. So you can do that. Just so you have some money in hand, it's the local currency. One thing I want to tell you about, wherever you're going to travel, make sure you look and see what the local currency looks like because people will rip you off. Prague is horrible where they use florins instead of, especially the coins, they use florins instead of the krona, the Czech crown for change, which is like a third of the value. When we were in Buffalo, I was looking at my change I got back. People were giving me Canadian coins back. I'm like, just because the exchange rate's near 1-to-1, and we lost money. Yeah, they made money. We lost money. So.
Betty, if you think I am sharing my like $2 avocados with my dog, you are
$2. Where'd you get the cheap ones? They're like $4 now.
What right now? But I mean, avocados when they're cheap, I get them like $1 a piece.
True. And then we have what shavakadu is what Caleb calls them.
That's a thing. He didn't make that. Did you know that? It's a thing on the interwebs.
I call it guacamole, but whatever.
Yeah, it just means it's fresh avocado.
Bougie avocado.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of dog do we have?
A drooling one right now. A really big 100-pound drooling dog.
He's a Doberman and a Coonhound mixed together.
We think.
With lots of love.
I want to get him the doggy DNA test.
But I don't want to find out he's a mass murderer.
I want to get his DNA and then clone him.
You can't clone perfection.
Good puppy.
He's the perfect dog ever.
Yes, a good boy.
It would just be a monstrosity.
Mm.
Let's see. Italian American Renaissance. Do you have advice on getting last-minute flight deals between European cities? I'll be living in Rome and want to travel, but want to be flexible with plans, not planning too far in advance. Okay, so here's one thing I got to tell you.
So much easier when you're living there.
Yeah, it is.
Living here.
But one thing I'll say is those cheap flights, those Ryanair and EasyJet flights, they're not cheap last minute. But the thing is, they're still affordable 2 or 3 weeks out. So if you're looking 3 weeks out, you'll still be okay. But if you use like Kayak or Skyscanner or Google Flights, they will integrate Ryanair and EasyJet and Vueling, some of the cheap airlines in Europe to help you out. And what's cool is since you're going to be in Rome, right? You're in Rome. There's so many cheap airlines that fly from there all over. You have a pick of wherever you want to go. One thing I would say is have a list of the places you want to go. And if you already know kind of your schedule, like a lot of my friends will go or my students will go for a semester. I'm like, look, you already know what your class schedules are. So you know what your exams are. Just book the stuff already. So you already have it planned out. You know you're going to go there because then it's easier for other people to go with you. Because don't be like, other people like, oh, we'll go with you. No, they won't. Just book your stuff.
What's the one that used to send me alerts all the time? It's like when a flight from
Wiz?
my home city, no, it wasn't Wiz. Look this up, see if you can find it. Maybe, but it was like I would put in like my home airport and then different places, and when it dropped below whatever, they would send me an alert.
I think it was Skyscanner.
I don't know. It's been a minute.
Because you were always big into Skyscanner, and I like Kayak, so it was a good combo.
I might have been Skyscanner that used to do that. I don't think they do it anymore. So Calvin Walter's World is hanging in there.
Yes, all's well, Calvin. Thank you very much.
High car rental costs and availability are still a thing.
It's not as bad as it was.
And it's going to get better as the fall comes on, particularly outside the U.S.
And as more people default on their car payments to get their cars repossessed, you're going to have a big influx of used cars, which some of the car rental companies will buy.
Let me tell you something. This cheese that I get at Costco, I don't know what the heck it is. Is it Gouda? I think it's an aged Gouda, and I don't really love Gouda. It is. And it's Beemster, Beemster, which I just kind of like the name, and that's actually why I bought it, because I was like, Beemster, that sounds like
that's
fun.
Exactly what you said when you bought it. She said that. Was it 2 weeks ago?
I don't know, but anyway, it is my new favorite cheese. It's kind of hard, but it's like got this really nutty taste. It's just excellent. So you should all try it if you have that. Okay.
Go to Harry.
Yep.
No, it's not worth it. It's not. Everything's expensive in Seattle. The Pop Culture Museum is expensive, but worth going to. Some museums there are worth going to, but save your money on the Space Needle.
There you go.
Just telling you.
All right. Lori says, my local bank would need to order the euros ahead of time by over a few weeks. Well, it depends on where you live, and euros are a little bit quicker than other places.
Yeah, Lori, where you're at, they might actually have it already there, or another branch might have it, so they can get to you in a couple of days. It's like, but if you want if I want, the Bolivian sol or whatever the currency is these days there, that's the ones that are going to take longer. So if you go to more off the beaten track places, it does take a wee bit longer. But some places say that we don't, like some banks just don't do that. Like we don't do that. Because I know my mom, I think they went to Mercantile. I don't know. They went to one of their banks and we don't do that. The other one's like, yeah, just give us a few days, and they got it.
So, and I want to say this, you don't need a ton. Don't think that you need to get all of your money for your entire trip in the United States and cart it over with you. First of all, Mr. Moneybags, you are ripe for pickings, for all those lovely pickpockets we've talked about. because there's no way to hide that amount of money, and you're not putting it in your bag because holy crap, if you're putting it in your bag, you're really stupid. And you shouldn't be like leaving your house, let alone the country. So you only need to get yourself, like, honestly, we always keep like maybe 50 euros or something. Like, we don't keep a lot from every trip, but we keep enough to get us a taxi if we need it. And maybe like a few more for maybe grab some snacks or something in the airport. But generally speaking, you're going to be able to use a card in an airport.
A lot of taxis now will
in
take
taxis, especially if you're flying. Most of the places you're flying into are big enough cities that a lot of taxis will take them. Not all,
and
but
some
a
will
lot.
actually let you pay for it, and you'll get the voucher. Not a lot. Some will let you get a voucher, so you'll pay in the airport and just be like, "Here you go."
Mm-hmm.
So
be aware of that. Like, you don't need a ton of cash right away, because you're still going to get a better exchange rate at the ATM there. And I know a lot of different cards have no transaction fees, which saves you even more. So do you want to go on about your thing about the exchange rate? Don't take
the conversion. The and this is for people coming to the U.S. that don't use the dollar. Never take the conversion. The exchange rate will kill you. That way, you can lose up to 10 to 15%. Just let your home bank do the conversion. Say, no, I just want to take out in dollars. Let my bank take care of it. Nathan's been on here. So Nathan's flying from Melbourne to Chicago, so they go through LAX or Auckland.
I would say Auckland.
But because you'll stay on the international side and do that, because then you just have to deal with everything when you get to Chicago. That might be easier because flying to LAX and flying to Chicago, the lines suck both ways. However, going to LAX is mostly you're getting South America and Asian traffic coming in. Chicago has Asian traffic and has European traffic, and a lot of European traffic coming in. So lines might be a little bit longer there, but LAX is a pain in the ass. I'd probably go
like
Auckland to Chicago.
My least two favorite airports.
Which JFK.
If you can have the transfer in Auckland, and then you're going to have to go through the lines at O'Hare in Chicago anyway, I would, as an Aussie, I think it's smartest for you to do your layover or your transfer in Auckland.
Yeah. So Calvin, they're going to the Philippines in March for 2 weeks and 1 week in Japan. Any thoughts on the travel situation be like by then? So 2024, because for those who don't know, Japan, you can technically you can. Oh, sorry, I missed making out with Jocelyn. Right now, you can go to Japan, but you have to be on like a guided tour kind of thing.
Hang on. Ready? Good boy.
Such a gentle puppy. But he'll eat you if you have a bike.
Oh, no. I mean, he about lost his mind today when there was just a guy running down the street. He's just a runner.
He's getting old and crotchety.
No.
Anyway, Calvin, I would imagine by March of 2024, if things are still as restricted as they are now, there's other problems going on, and you're not going to travel anyway. So I'm not too
very careful.
Yeah, but I assume after the end of next summer, Japan will be fully open again. I don't expect them to open fully this year, but you're looking at 2024, so you should be okay. Harry, I've never been to Spokane, so I can't really say anything. Let's see.
We've got some Washingtonians on this feed, some of our members and patrons. So if y'all could weigh in on that, that would be super awesome. Hi, Will.
Yes, Tom's right. Another option for Australia is Dallas on Qantas. Yeah, there's some ultra long distance flights these days you can do, which like there's one that's like 20 hours. Like when you're doing that, that's when you've got a plan. Like you can't just sit there and I'm going to watch movies for 20 hours straight. You got to figure out your sleep. You got to figure out your eating. You got to get up because that's where you're going to get the deep vein thrombosis and people are going to get hurt and die and because you can have a thing.
To go to like the worst thing ever.
Well, then it can only give you better than that. Hey, you didn't die, so hey, good job,
buddy. So. Look at my
puppy. Okay, well, hour long layover in Amsterdam in November. Is that enough time? Okay. So this summer, when I went through in
Heck
June.
to the no for the summer.
Yeah, well, this July, November, July, and August, no. But
Come on.
if you have an hour and 5 minute layover, that means you're landing. If there's no delays leaving, which there's been a lot of problems with that. If you're landing on time, that means you land. That's an hour. Then it has the 15 minutes of get to the gate. So now you're down to 50 minutes. Then you got to get off the plane. And if you're in the back, it's going to take another 15 minutes. So you're down to 35 minutes. Then you got to hurry your butt through to get to the passport control if you're going to be transferring to a European. Now, if you're transferring to a non-Schengen country, you're on the same side, you're okay. But you have to go through the passport control, and that can take anywhere from 15 minutes to 35, 45 hour long to get through there. So it could be troublesome. One thing I will say is if you're flying through there and you have that delay and they know you're not going to get through, they will automatically rebook you. So if there's a delay, you'll be automatically booked. And then that's why make sure you have the app on your airline. Okay, so sorry, I'm not really helpful. Yeah. Victoria points out a guy on my flight back from Sydney passed out in the aisle. Boom. Yeah. No, it happens because you're there so long, you're sitting so long. You get up, you get lightheaded. It happens. You gotta be careful. Naima Shay, love you. Back to school meeting in the morning. I know. Let's see. Yeah, boom. I have open deep vein thrombosis in my lower leg. Taking meds for it to fix. Hope it closes up in the next 3 months. Yeah, these things do happen. You do need to be careful. So, okay. Will the trucker from Venice through Amsterdam to Detroit? Oh, if you're going to Venice through Amsterdam, it's less likely that your flight in will be delayed. So, will the trucker? Do you have a U.S. passport or a European passport? Our first flight through Paris was canceled. Yeah. Just have patience. No, you'll eventually get there. That's the I have to tell you. Okay, so Daniela, a 45-minute connection enough in Chicago. They are both flights in the same terminal for AA. Yeah, you should be okay. Because in the U.S. they usually close the gates 5 or 10 minutes before. So let's say they're on time. That's 45 minutes. 10 minutes to get in. That's 35 minutes. You might just make sure you pee before they do, when it's 45 minutes before landing, go pee, because then they're going to say, oh, we're getting ready for our landing. Put your stuff away. People make a bum rush for the bathroom. You're never going to get in. Not going to have time between flights. Go then before you come down. Have your stuff ready. Don't have anything in the seat backs. Have everything in your carry-on already set up so you can just grab and go, and you could be okay. So, U.S. passport. You're going to have to go through that customs thing. So it's going to be the same thing with the other way. But I will say the other way. So when I was there in Amsterdam in June, beginning of peak tourist season, I had a 45-minute, hour-long line going from U.S. into Europe. But the line going from Europe to the U.S., there was nobody, no one. So, and you're going to be in November. So I think you might be okay. So. Yeah, and the thing is, I have a okay. So, Will, I have a video on getting from Schiphol Airport into Amsterdam that'll come out probably in October. I'll have it coming earlier, but you can DM me and I'll give you the heads up. But there's lots of ways you can get in. I'll just take the train in. It's 15-20 minutes from there to get into Central Station. There's so many trains, you'll be fine. It's just that there's a security issue of getting back. We have to recheck in. It's just long for the security line, but should be okay. No avocados or dogs. No. Laura just got that part. So anyway.
I'm back.
All right. So we're 2 hours and 30 minutes. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. We'd really appreciate it. We're going to answer a few more questions, then we're going to sign off for the night. We appreciate everybody being here and joining us for our chat. It was cool. Thank you to our members from YouTube and our patrons on Patreon for being here for the first hour. And everyone,
you guys rock.
You all rock. And those of you that joined up later, we're glad you're here too. And thank you for all the questions and everything. So please let me know. But
we
yeah,
have kind of the best group of members and patrons.
Yeah, and the thing is, they're so nice because they actually, you notice that they were answering questions for people on there. And it's really nice.
Because that's our group. They have like built this community, and I love it.
Oh, Will, that's awesome. 20th anniversary. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
See, and now if you get stuck in Amsterdam, you get to smooch in another country. I think it's a win-win no matter what.
We have a running log. No joke, y'all. Mark likes his list.
You like the list too.
I like that list. I don't necessarily like all your lists, but I do like that one.
Thank you, Laura, for being here tonight too.
Sweet and romantic.
Just like you. Even the dog was like, whoo.
Did you hear him growl?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, Darian's back. Darian, go to bed. It's
Hey.
11:30. Night, buddy.
You need it in the sack. Heavens.
Cute Creeper YouTube. I love you guys.
Cute.
You help me so much about countries. I'm very thankful you'll have a beautiful. Oh, thank you.
Thank
Cute
you.
Creeper. Thank you for always killing my son on Fortnite so he goes to bed. I appreciate everything that you do for us. That's really nice.
Goodness.
see.
Okay. Nathan, I want to answer that. So our neighbors, actually, he is Polish, and his parents are here visiting right now. So Poland is probably safe, but the thing that I want to make clear to travelers is that Poland is dealing with a huge influx of Ukrainian people. And so unless you're there to help the situation and to volunteer, I think it's a really good idea for all of us to stay the hell out of their way right now and just let them do what needs doing. Rather than going over there and expecting, or if you do go, don't go over there and expect people to be bending over backward for you, because you're a tourist and you're quite privileged we're all privileged and blessed to be able to go out and do, to see the world. But the priority right now is helping people, who are escaping a war. So that takes precedent. So that's what I have to say about that.
So Liberty and Justice. I watch every video, short or long, you all put out. They're so helpful. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's very nice.
Will said they live near Cedar Point.
Well, yeah, we were just there.
Yeah,
we did the don'ts.
So much fun.
We didn't do the don'ts of Cedar Point. We did the don'ts of amusement parks there. So that'll be coming out. I don't know if I'm going to have that come out because now it's the end of the season.
You need to do that at the beginning.
So we filmed it this summer, but it probably won't come out till next spring. So unless I really need to come up with something last minute, then I can put it together. So let's see. Harry, I was wondering what to bring in your carry-on, especially when traveling. I want to know what to bring on the carry. Okay, so our carry-ons, everything, medicine, money, cars, anything I don't want to lose goes in there. My electronics.
Makeup.
Well, her makeup. My makeup, I'm already glowing.
Bigger than that, like makeup.
I have my camera. I have my camera there, my laptop.
My makeup can consist of like mascara, but the bigger thing for me is like my lotion and stuff for my face, because I kind of can't stand to be without it. Also, here's my tip for long flights. I always have saline spray for my nose and lotion, because dang, that recycled air gets like really dry and nasty, and those two things make for a much more comfortable trip. So pack those in your carry-on.
All right, so we're going to finish off. RP, greetings, just got from Europe, and flights were totally on time, and bags made it perfectly well. I appreciate your knowledge and advice. You guys are great. Yeah. Thank you, RP. That's really nice of you, and I'm glad everything worked out well. We didn't have any problems this summer when we were traveling.
Well,
so knock on wood.
My first flight over got delayed, but that was a mechanical thing. It
wasn't
because
mine got delayed so long that I missed my other flight. Well, actually, we got delayed, and then I had to switch, and they couldn't get me to Spain, so they got me to Finland. But it all worked out.
Here's something that I want to say about that is that you were like, we didn't have anything really set in stone. And good night, y'all. Being able to be flexible, and I know we don't all have that luxury all of the time, and you just happened to this time where instead of going to Spain, you were like, you know what, I can go somewhere else. I'm just going to go to Finland. And sometimes being able, like I did that, I was like, supposed to go to Milan and whatever. And I was going to miss my connection in Paris. I was supposed to go to Venice, and I was going to miss my Paris connection. And so when it was delayed, I was like, listen, I'm kind of having like an anxiety attack here. I'm not doing well. Can you get me on a different flight? And she's like, where are you going? Like what, or I don't even know if she said that, but I was like, just get me to northern Italy. And she's like, okay. And she like looks around and I was really nice and she was really sweet. And that was it. Be kind to your gate agents. Those people are the ones who get shit on the most. I mean, they really, truly do. And she's like, oh, can you be back here tomorrow at like 2:00? I was like, sure can. And you know what? It all worked out. I got a direct flight from Atlanta to Milan.
Yep.
So
it all worked out.
it worked
I picked
out
him up
great.
and
I was
we're
so
good to
much
go.
more chill.
Yep. All right. It's 2.5
Hugs.
hours. Time for me to go to bed. You to go to bed. We love you all. Thank you so much for all your support. Thanks for hopping on. Our Patrons members, you all are the best. Those who hopped on later, we appreciate you being here too.
Yep.
And hit that like button before you go. Otherwise, wish you all a good night and thank you.
Calenita.
Bye.